It's Tuesday, December 2nd.
And I was just beside myself because it's like I'm now on the phone trying to talk to any sort of doctor who will take me on.
An increasingly number of Saskatchewan residents may be searching for a family doctor.
It's been a long time in the coming. I was at the funding announcement 7 years ago, and so yeah, there's nothing but good news.
The two-year, $32 million Dewdney Avenue revitalization project in Regina is complete.
Through the Chamber's leadership can write a letter to BMO just expressing, our disappointment, I guess, for want of a better thing. And
Bank of Montreal closing yet another branch in Saskatchewan. We'll tell you where. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Shout out to our friends at Urban Farm Grill for providing us some nice decor.
And they are just the best people, too. Just not even the best decorators, the best humans. I love them. So thank you for this beautiful studio.
I like when you sit on that little couch and Rudolph just stares at you.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part. We'll get to your weather forecast in just a minute. Let's get to news. We begin with that top story. An increasing number of Saskatchewan residents may be searching for a family doctor. A recent Angus Reid survey found that 26% do not have a regular physician. That's 300,000 people, about 100,000 more than previously estimated. A Regina woman whose clinic recently closed says she's been unable to find a replacement.
And I was just beside myself because it's like I'm now on the phone trying to talk to any sort of doctor who will take me on. And I've called over 30 clinics and I've either got scoffed at, laughed at, and honestly, it was so disheartening. And I still can't find a family doctor.
The government plans to fill some of the void with more nurse practitioners. Mark Miller has been promoted back to the front bench as part of the federal cabinet shuffle by the Prime Minister.
I had the opportunity to be a minister for about 6 years and now another opportunity. So it feels great. I am a guy that likes to be busy.
Mark Miller served in cabinet under former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He will become the Minister of Canadian Identity and Culture and the minister responsible for official languages. Former Minister Stephen Guilbeault resigned from cabinet after Ottawa announced its Alberta energy deal. As part of the shuffle, Public Service and Procurement Minister Joël Lightbound will take on an additional role of Quebec Lieutenant, while Environment and Climate Change Minister Julie Debrunson will take on the nature portfolio. Alberta is hoping BC will change its mind when it comes to the federal tanker ban.
When I look at Port of Prince Rupert, a lot of those issues don't exist there because it is right on the ocean. Transparent.
Alberta Premier Danielle Smith says she understands BC's concern of not wanting to expand port infrastructure along its coast, but she says other existing ports can be built on. Premier Smith's comments come after BC Premier David Eby said he would be open to a potential pipeline from Alberta to the BC coast, but only if that tanker ban remains in place. The Environment and Climate Change Minister was grilled by the opposition over the project. She says the government won't override the rights of Indigenous rights holders. The coastal First Nations have already opposed the project going through their land. A former mayor of Regina is joining the Premier's staff, according to an order actually in the council filing published last week. Sandra Masters will become the Deputy Chief of Staff in Mo's Executive Council. The role will specialize in communications effective December 1st, so yesterday. Executive Council provides support to the Premier, Cabinet, and other Cabinet committees in various capacities. Masters served as mayor in Regina from 2020 to 2024. The provincial government is partnering with the YWCA Regina for a new living program that will help youth receiving child welfare services transition to independent living. The 12-space semi-independent living program will be based in Regina, meant for youth between the ages of 16 and 21. It'll offer 24-hour site mentorship and guidance supports. The program is set to begin in January with $865,000 in yearly operating from the province. City of Saskatoon is creating its own dedicated transit security system. Jeremy Dodge is following this for us. Why make the move?
Well, Daryl, it's after a rise in complaints from drivers and reported incidents on buses. So City Council voted to add 9 police officers and 2 patrol cars to last week's city budget. Part of that 12.5% increase to property taxes over the next 2 years, roughly $1.6 million will be devoted to transit police. The launch is set to take place as the city looks to launch a rapid transit bus service in 2028.
When you're seeing weapons, pepper spray, knives, assaults, I'm sorry to be so blunt, but that's what we're talking about here today. These are no longer behavioral issues and convenience issues. We're now dealing with crime on our buses.
The plan is to develop the program next year and have transit officers patrolling in early 2027. Meanwhile, Saskatoon's taking a new approach to homelessness and downtown social disorder. Indigenous peacekeepers. 4 peacekeepers will start patrols downtown next year as part of a 1-year, $300,000 pilot project. The non-uniformed teams will work 12 hours a day, supporting people on the street and connecting them to social services. The peacekeepers will get training from police and will be specialized at diffusing situations.
We need another tool. We need a tool that's based on relationship, that's not based on enforcement. And that's what the peacekeepers are so skilled at.
The city says Indigenous-led response can build trust, with Indigenous people making up about 80% of the city's unhoused population. Well, Daryl, a major roadway in Regina has reopened.
Long awaited, Jeremy. Dudney Avenue, the 2-year, $32 million renovation is now complete. They've replaced aging infrastructure underground, redeveloped the landscape between Albert and Broad, widened the sidewalks and added patio space. You'll remember residents and businesses expressing their frustration, but some now say it's worth the wait.
It's been a long time in the coming. I was at the funding announcement 7 years ago, and so yeah, there's nothing but good news. I've been looking forward to this for almost a decade now, and it's fantastic. It's beautiful. There's cars on the street. We're open for business.
Total of $67.5 million was approved for Regina's revitalization initiative, which includes upgrading Dudney Avenue along with developing the yards, an area the city says will support its growing warehouse district. Everybody wants to put an arena there. A warning about our next story. It revolves around the frightening moments caught on video in Brazil as a man was mauled to death after deliberately climbing into a lion enclosure. You heard that right. Here's the moment. The man was sliding down a pole after jumping a fence to get inside the enclosure. The lioness below him clawing at his legs. She gets close enough and pulls him down. The man briefly pops back up, then disappears. The zoo has offered condolences to the victim's family, but says the animal acted according to her instincts and it is not considering putting her down. One of the biggest retail chains in the United States, Costco, is suing the Trump administration over tariffs. Costco is the latest company to launch legal action against Trump's signature economic policy. It's asking the Court of International Trade to consider declaring the use of emergency measures to collect the tariffs unlawful and is seeking a full refund if the Supreme Court strikes down the tariffs. The top court is currently reviewing the case. For the 3rd time in his curling career, Regina's Ben Hebert will represent Canada at the Winter Olympic Games.
And needs to hit and roll towards the pin. Needs to hit and roll towards the pin. You need to hit, roll to the pin. How's that? And it's off to Italy.
Hebert and team, Brad Jacobs beat Matt Dunstone in the best-of-3 final at the Canadian Curling Trials. It'll be the 3rd, Mark Kennedy's 4th trip to the Olympics, the 2nd for Skip Brad Jacobs, 2nd for Brett Gallant. Rachel Homan's Ottawa rink will represent the women's side, while Gallant will play with Jocelyn Peterman in mixed doubles. Olympic curling starts February 4th with the mixed event. Let's get our attention over to the Weather Center. You can almost curl outside on some of the city streets. My goodness.
Yeah, well, we saw some of those flurries yesterday. We still have a little bit of that system affecting parts of Saskatoon and Regina this morning. Just a few very, very light flakes in the air, but we are going to be seeing some more precipitation, particularly down in the southwest later on today. I'll show you that. -1 right now, though, to wake us up in Regina. We do have, again, some fog, just a few flakes in the area. Winds coming in at 22 kilometers per hour, so slightly elevated from what we saw yesterday, but they're not really going to be surpassing about 30 kilometers per hour later on this afternoon. In Saskatoon, waking up to -8. We do have those winds coming in right now at 20 kilometers per hour. Radar and satellite showing that system that we saw yesterday that came in from Alberta's north, impacting central and then down through southern Saskatchewan into those overnight and early morning hours today. Again, still seeing just a little bit this morning on there, but then into the later parts of the morning today, we see it tracking down towards the southwest. Into the afternoon hours, we have about a 30% chance of Regina still seeing some few flakes into the afternoon hours. And then it's mainly going to be hovering right below Swift Current there, just down towards the south, and then going into the United States. And then we're just talking about tomorrow, where we do have a larger system that's making its way into the picture. That's going to be affecting Prince Albert and Saskatoon into the early morning hours on Thursday. Current temperatures now, we're seeing -11 for Prince Albert, -10 in Spiritwood, and -11 in Hudson Bay. Down towards the south, we're seeing some warmer temperatures compared to what we saw yesterday. -1 in East End, 1 degree right now in Assiniboia, 1 degree in Moose Jaw, and -2 to wake us up in Estevan. Today's forecast, though, again, seeing temperatures warmer than what we saw yesterday. So this is nice to see, even some temperatures there into those positive integers for the afternoon. Moose Jaw up to about 2 degrees. -1 for Weyburn, -2 for Estevan, and -8 expected for Yorkton today, with just a few of those flurries. As we look at the 7-day forecast, though, a lot of the precipitation that's on the way for the next week is actually expected to come throughout the afternoon or evening and overnight hours. So we're seeing that tomorrow, Wednesday night into Thursday. Thursday, we could be seeing a few more flakes into those overnight hours, and then Saturday overnight. But the afternoons, we're just going to be seeing a lot of clouds. Similar conditions in Saskatoon expected. So we are going to be seeing some evening snow on Wednesday and Thursday, and then some more evening snow on Saturday. Other than that, we're going to be seeing a mix of sun and cloud throughout the afternoons.
It's a question so many parents face. How old should your child be before getting them a smartphone? Now, a study in the journal Pediatrics finds children who had a smartphone before the age of 12 were at a higher risk for depression, obesity, and insufficient sleep than those who did not yet have one. Researchers also finding the younger a child is when they get a smartphone, the higher their risk for developing those issues.
Most kids by age 12 already had a smartphone. The median age was 11. The kids with having a smartphone overall was associated with worse outcomes.
While researchers stop short of recommending a specific age for phone readiness, doctors say the decision comes down to weighing the benefits of a phone against a child's maturity and level of responsibility.
We need to be thinking about their health, online exposure, potential addictive behavior, and how owning a smartphone might affect their long-term health.
A smartphone does have its benefits, such as increased connectivity and access to information. But doctors say parents should impose rules to limit potential harm, like no phones at dinner or at bedtime, and make sure kids still take part in activities not requiring phones.
We want less devices, less screens, more childhood.
While the study only shows an association between phone use and those health conditions, not a direct cause, researchers recommend parents talk to their child's doctor to determine when they're ready for a phone. Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Health Report, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
Well, here's something to get angry about. Despite being 2 words, rage bait has been named Oxford's Dictionary's Word of the Year. For all of you who don't know what rage bait is, it's described as the feeling a person gets when reading something online that appears to purposefully incite anger. It's also known to potentially fuel a reaction that increases debate. According to the UK-based dictionary, the use of rage bait tripled in 2025.
So rage bait would be all those times that we put video on screen of pets in costumes for Jeremy.
Yes, that is rage bait.
It's not rage.
That would be
I'm
rage
not
baiting.
raging. I disapprove.
No, rage bait is every time I say, Daryl, I make those nice little age jokes and we're trying to figure out how old you are because we still don't know.
Okay, the awesome lady was trying to figure that out the other day too. Ran into her on the street. The question of the day today is Giving Tuesday.
Yes, so we're asking you today, what charity do you support at the holidays or all year round? But is there any charities that come to mind?
I'm sorry, I was pausing for you, JD. I was pausing for you.
We did the Friendship Inn. We served breakfast there. We put a lot on our programs as well.
Yeah.
We try and support that way.
One of the coolest things that we do, right? We get to host all these events throughout the community that support all of these great causes, which is wonderful. And if you want us to do that, you can email us. We want to know from them at home, though.
Yes, so text your name and your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or you can simply scan that QR code on your screen right now. Right now, we're going to go into a little bit of a break as you text us. Here's a live look over the city of Regina, where we do have a few flakes this morning.
Hello, everyone. Glenn Sheeler inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday, and it comes from the Monday Nighter between the Giants and the Patriots. You just don't see this every day. New York lining up for a 47-yard field goal, but their kicker, Younghoe Koo, jams his foot into the turf on the approach. Punter Jamie Gillen left holding the ball, gets tackled for a huge loss and a turnover. A bizarre scene as Koo stubs his foot well short of the ball, like a golfer taking a little bit too much dirt. Silver lining for the kicker, he never touched the ball. It doesn't count as a missed kick, but that just sums up the Giants in another forgetful season. Yeah, the quarterback saying his reaction says it all. That's your must-see moment. Tonight on TSN, the Raptors trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. They're back home taking on the Blazers. Pre-game coverage starts at 7 Eastern. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Now, let's head out and check in with Mike Siona, see what he is getting up to this morning. Mike?
Well, that's not just our breath that you see. That is, in fact, the spirit of Christmas. I am here with Anne-Marie Say ahead of this Thursday's Spirit of Christmas right here on Broadway. Tell us all about it.
For sure. So Thursday night, Broadway Avenue is going to turn into a beautiful, musical, lovely area with wagon rides, hot chocolate free from Prairie Sun. We're going to have fire pits and marshmallow roasting. Oh, gosh. Anna, Elsa, and Olaf are going to be here to visit with people. And what's new this year is we're going to have a craft market over at the Cosmo Senior Center, and Santa's going to be there.
I absolutely love that. What a great idea. So tell me a little bit more about that market. What are we going to see?
Oh, sure. So there's going to be 20 crafter vendors selling very much Christmassy handmade items.
I love that. Now, it is about 6 whatever a.m. right now, but don't worry, it's going to be from 5 to 9 p.m. on Thursday. Mm-hmm. Yep. And right here in front, this is kind of, what, ground zero, so to speak?
Pretty much, yeah. So everything happens in front of Victoria School. It'll be lit up. We'll have fire pits. We'll have hay bales so you can sit down, roast a marshmallow, come and have some hot chocolate. And then the wagon ride pickup is going to be right over in front of 3 Hall there. So free wagon rides. You get to go around the block.
The spirit of Christmas. It's too cold right now. We're going to pop around here, find out what else we could see on Broadway here this morning ahead of the big event on Thursday.
All right, Mike, looking forward to seeing a little bit more. We'll check back in with you later on.
All right, let's take a look at this school day forecast. It's brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina or Saskatoon, we're at least warmer than where we were at this point yesterday. -1 in Regina right now, -8 in Saskatoon. By lunchtime in Regina, -6, and by final bell sitting at -8. In Saskatoon, -11 by lunchtime, and then still sitting at -11 by final bell. Winds just a little bit stronger than what we saw yesterday, but still not super strong, only coming in up to about 30 kilometers per hour. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The common price to fill up is $127.9. The lowest you might find this morning, though, is $105.9. In Saskatoon, the common price $119.9. The lowest you might find is $114.9. Over to the farm markets now, where we find the street price of canola starting the day at $587.52 per ton, and the futures price at $660.90 per ton. Amber durum wheat now at $285.94 per ton, and red spring wheat at $250.29 per ton. And the Canadian dollar has not changed from yesterday. It is still at 71.54 cents US. Coming up on the show, how Yorkton is getting in the Christmas spirit. Stay with us.
Welcome to your morning, just about 6:30. First Nations chiefs will hear from the Prime Minister today. Prime Minister Mark Carney will be speaking at an Assembly of First Nations meeting in Ottawa. He's facing, or expected to face, questions over signing a deal with Alberta on potentially building a new pipeline. Other senior cabinet ministers and members will also be expected to address First Nations chiefs during their three-day gathering this week. The search is now underway of a Winnipeg landfill for the remains of a murdered Indigenous woman.
I just told her parents, I hope you feel that this is the value and the respect and the dignity that we hold for your daughter, and I hope we're able to bring her home and bring her home soon.
Ashley Shingoose was killed in March 2022 by convicted serial killer Jeremy Skibitsky. Police believe he dumped her body in a garbage bin and the contents were taken to the Brady Road landfill. The search for Shingoose comes months after the remains of two other victims of Skibitsky were found, Morgan Harris and Mercedes Myron. Their remains were discovered at the Prairie Green landfill. Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew says the search could take up to a year. They will be using the same equipment and procedures to go through the landfill materials as they did when they found the other victims. A 36-year-old man has been recovering after being attacked by a machete in Saskatoon. Police say they were called to the 100 block of Avenue W South at about 3:30 yesterday afternoon. The victim told officers he didn't know the person who attacked him. His injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. L'École Polytechnique is expanding a scholarship program honoring the women killed in the 1989 mass shooting.
I'm inspired by the continued work of my fellow recipients and of programs like the Order of the White Rose, showing the intergenerational resilience of women in engineering.
The Order of the White Rose Scholarship was set up in 2014. It went to one female engineering student a year, but new donations this year allowed the program to fund 14 scholarships worth $50,000 each. The school's president says donors will need to keep stepping up to maintain the 14 scholarships, honoring the 14 women killed in that shooting. Algoma Steel will lay off 1,000 workers. That's more than a third of its workforce, the company blaming U.S. tariffs.
It's very devastating when you live in a community that doesn't have a lot of job opportunities and you're finding out that your job is going to end.
Algoma Steel is based in Sault Ste. Marie and it's been hit hard by 50% tariffs imposed last summer. The majority of buyers are in the U.S. It says the tariffs have forced them to accelerate plans to shut down their blast furnace and coke oven operations a year earlier than planned. Alberta is pushing back on Ottawa's gun buyback program with a stern message from the Premier.
I got a little tip for low-life criminals out there. If you don't want to get shot, don't break into someone's house.
Alberta Premier Danielle Smith made the announcement at the United Conservative Party's annual general meeting. The Premier says the motion will be introduced this week to defy the program through its Alberta sovereignty within the United Canada Act. Minister of Public Safety and Emergency Services Mike Ellis says while the province doesn't direct law enforcement, it does set their priorities, and law-abiding gun owners who want to protect themselves and their properties should not be targeted. The program for businesses was collected more than 12,000 assault-style firearms, and a pilot program for individuals has already been rolled out in Nova Scotia. Special U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff is in Moscow today for talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin. According to Russian state media, Witkoff's plane just landed and the motorcade is heading to Moscow. U.S. President Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is also involved in today's talks. Talks with President Putin are happening after the U.S. and Ukraine spent 2 days refining a proposal to end the war. The Kremlin Kremlin this morning says any talks have to end with Russia achieving its war objectives. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in Ireland this morning. He is calling on European allies to become more involved in the peace process. Ukraine is under pressure to accept the U.S.-backed plan, which critics say favors Russia. President Zelensky is now saying the plan looks better after talks in Florida. Bank of Montreal is closing yet another branch in Saskatchewan. A sign on the door of the Melville branch says it'll close June of 2026. This follows closures in Weyburn and Davidson. The regional vice president and branch manager will hold an information session on January 7th. The mayor says he's disappointed.
I do have a meeting set up with the Chamber of Commerce executive director this week, and we'll just talk about perhaps the business community through the Chamber's leadership can write a letter to BMO just expressing, our disappointment, I guess, for want of a better thing, and
Closest branch for BMO customers will be Yorkton, which is about a half-hour away. Saskatchewan has gained an international fan with a young Irish-born content creator singing the praises of our province and attracting lots of interest in the process.
Saskatchewan doesn't shout for attention. It's quiet prairies, wide skies, small cities with big hearts and people who are...
Tarkin moved to Canada a year ago, lives in Toronto and documents his daily life in his new home. He traveled to Saskatchewan earlier this fall as part of a sponsored travel promotion, drawing in thousands of people who follow him on social media as he posted about Saskatchewan.
The people are my favorite part. I was made feel so welcome. I actually came on the Thanksgiving weekend, so a lot of things were closed. It was hard to find things that were open, and just like strangers reached out and they were like, we want to make your time here really nice. Like, come and have dinner with us. Like, let me hang with you. Like, I want to show you this and that. Like, and that is not something that you get everywhere.
First trip, he didn't get any snow, but the most recent trip, he got a taste of our winter and is still weighing the options of coming back in the dead of winter, so he doesn't want to touch -50 just yet. The Yorkton Lions Club Wonders of Winter is back. This is a drive-through spectacle, opened up for its second year at the campgrounds in Yorkton on Friday. Visitors can expect a variety of lights displays, just like in years past, but organizers say there are a few added installations.
We've been out here for the last few weeks setting everything up and getting all the lights connected and getting man lifts to check all the tree lights and add more lights to the trees, that kind of thing. It's a continuing project. It's going to get bigger and better every year.
The Wonders of Winter will be open in the evening until January 5th, including Christmas and New Year. Proceeds will go to the local Lions Club. And the city of Regina will light the lights tonight. It's the unofficial start to the Christmas season. City Hall will light up their lights display, hence the name. There will be caroling, performances from local groups, an appearance from Santa Claus. It all goes at 6 o'clock, runs till about 8 o'clock. Janelle, Kayleen, and I will once again be your hosts, so we'll see you down there, but we need to know what you're going to wear if you come on out there. Unless you're a Joe and you're going to dance around the whole time and sing, you probably want to wear a parka.
That was one of my favorite parts last year.
It was.
It was really good. The good news, though, is that today is actually going to be warmer than what we saw yesterday. Not warm, I have to say, but warmer than yesterday. We had a really, really cold day yesterday. We're already starting to see an improvement this morning. We're at -1, whereas yesterday at this time we were at -20. So keep that in mind. We do have some fog to wake us up this morning. We also had a little bit of some flurries this morning as well. Also saw some of those in Saskatoon this morning, so just be very careful out on your morning commute. The radar and satellite showing what we saw move through the province late yesterday evening into those overnight hours and into this morning. So Saskatoon and Regina saw some of that, of course, over the Parkland region. Yorkton seeing some of that into the early morning hours, and of course Estevan as well. Later on this afternoon, we're mainly focusing on the southwest corner when it comes to that precipitation, so areas around Swift Current going to be seeing the most of that snow falling, likely about 3 centimeters of snow. Other than that, Saskatoon, we're going to see those flakes pushing away from the city later on this morning, just making way for some cloud cover this afternoon. Regina, we have about a 30% chance of seeing just a few flakes into the mid-afternoon. Other than that, we are also expecting mainly cloudy skies this afternoon. Now, we are talking about some more precipitation coming from northern Alberta. This on your screen right now is Wednesday at about 3:45 p.m. Just after that time, we see that system enter the province there. So Prince Albert, Saskatoon, and down through Regina also going to be seeing some of those overnight flurries. It's just not really going to be impacting us throughout our afternoons. Now, current temperatures showing that way up north is where we're seeing the coldest temperatures today. -27 right now, -11 for Prince Albert, -10 for Spiritwood, and -11 in Hudson Bay. Down towards the south, just a little bit warmer. That's where we see those purple and pink colors turn into blue. 1 degree right now in Assiniboia, 1 degree for Moose Jaw, and -1 in Swift Current. Now, later on this afternoon, we are seeing the warmer temperatures down towards the south still. 2 degrees expected for Moose Jaw, 1 degree for Weyburn, and -2 expected for Estevan. Again, with just a few of those flurries still sticking around. But we just talked about some more snow being on the way throughout the overnight hours. And if you're wondering when exactly, right now our radar is showing overnight on Wednesday, overnight on Thursday, overnight on Saturday and Sunday. Other than that, the afternoons, we're just seeing varying levels of cloud cover in Regina, similar conditions in Saskatoon. So fluctuating temperatures. Thursday, for example, expected to be warmer, but overnight on Wednesday, overnight on Thursday, and overnight on Saturday, expecting some more flurries.
A collective sigh of relief on Bay and Wall Street after NVIDIA delivered a surprisingly strong revenue forecast and pushed back on the idea that the AI industry is in a bubble, easing concerns that had spread across the tech sector. The world's most valuable company expects sales of about $65 billion in the January quarter, roughly $3 billion more than analysts predicted. NVIDIA also said that a $500 billion revenue bonanza due in coming quarters may be even bigger than anticipated. Well, Canada is going to start negotiations with the UAE on a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. It would cut tariffs, remove trade barriers, and expand market access to Canadian exporters while helping facilitate UAE investment into major projects in Canada, including data centers and critical minerals. The UAE is one of Canada's top trading partners in the Middle East and Northern Africa. Prime Minister Mark Carney has been pushing to strengthen ties around the world as part of the trade war with the U.S. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
With the holiday season in full swing, now's the time to start planning for that outdoor enthusiast in your life. And we got some pretty good gift ideas for you as Jason Matady comes into studio from getfishing.ca. Jason, where do we even begin?
Well, I was just remarking that I'm always debating how much to bring and show off to people because we only have so much time for setup and teardown.
Well, let's start big and go small.
Yeah, sure. Well, if you got a good budget, it's time you bought the angler in your life an electric auger. And I've got two of the best right here. I've got closest to you, the nice green one, the Ion model. That one is tested and true, cuts through holes like butter. And what's really neat this year is you can buy different bits for it. So you can buy an 8-inch bit or a 10-inch bit separately. And the E40, this one's been on the market for a couple of years now. This one is lighter, and you can, not a lot of fatigue when you're cutting.
The obvious question for somebody out there is going to ask is, how long is the battery going to last in -40?
What we recommend is if it's -40, you just take that battery, put it in the truck, and just keep it warm. But if you do that and you pull it out, you cut your holes, it's really, really going to last.
Maybe that's not in the budget. Maybe we're talking underwater cameras.
Yeah, well, the underwater camera, that's one of the more premier models, if you will, the AquaView in the front. This one I'm talking about right here, that one's got the PVR in it, so you can record your stuff and check it out later, which is neat. This is an older model, but continues to be sold, and this is the flasher type dial, my Humminbird Ice 45 there, which I highly recommend if you're not looking for all the GPS, the bells and whistles and all that stuff. So those are kind of the bigger, if you will, budget items if you're looking for that for the angler.
Maybe you want to get somebody started in the sport.
Absolutely. This is about your entry level, what I call rod and reel combo. That one's a little bit heavier that you got here. This is about a $25-ish budget. That one's closer to 40, 45.
Beautiful colors.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all about the colors. And of course, lures, adding lures. And these are two of my favorite. I know we're quite a ways away. But I've got the Jig and Wrap, which most most anglers out there know from our friends at Rapala, and of course the Real Bait Flasher Jig. Honestly, Daryl, if you want to catch walleyes and big perch in the wintertime, if you can't get it done with those, you're not going to get it done.
I was pretty sure you were going to play the harmonica this morning.
Exactly. And I wanted to show this is for pulling yourself out if you get yourself in trouble. So I recommend those. And this guy, which the camera person's going to get really annoyed with, this is the LED headlamp, super light and super bright, because when you're getting set up in the morning, it's dark, and you're looking for your stuff, this is going to light up your life in a great way. And as they say, it's so light. It's not the big, heavy one that people are used to.
You're very lucky. Bailey doesn't get annoyed by very much. Let's talk about just, it can be overwhelming. Say somebody comes up to you and says, I want to take up fishing, but you don't know anything about it. Where do you begin?
Well, you need this. This is the most important thing to have, is your rod and reel, and you need to figure out how to make a hole in the ice. Now, you don't have to spend up to $1,000 on an ice auger to get started. Right. You can do the old crank, but you'll realize pretty quick when the ice gets thick how tiring, literally, that's going to be.
Got about 15 seconds left. I wanted to make sure you get that safety message in about the ice right now.
Absolutely. Not ready yet, but as we continue with this colder weather, we're getting closer and closer, and make sure you check out our social medias, and we'll let you know. Jeff's been doing a great job with ice videos and how it's setting up on the Coppell system in near Regina. So just really, really pay attention to that, and always test it, cut, and don't just run out there and assume it's safe.
Stay safe. GetFishing.ca for more.
The Percy Jackson musical is taking place from December 17th to the 19th, and Janelle Lepie is at Sterling Productions this morning to chat with some of the people involved. Janelle, good morning.
Hi, Jeremy. Good morning. That's right. A really fun one for you here this morning. I've got Amanda and Charlotte with me. Now, the both of you have been duly casted for the role that you're playing. What has that been like?
It's been pretty crazy and awesome. I'm so glad that I'm able to work with Amanda on this role. I think that together we've been really able to just develop this character. I think it's not an easy one to get because there's so many complex layers, but we've just been able to work together and really put our minds to use.
That's so important. That teamwork is a huge asset here. Now, tell me a little bit about preparing for this role and what that's been like.
It's been really busy. It's a lot of work. It's also really, really fun. We get to work with a lot of really amazing people, and we get to be creative in what we can do.
That's fantastic. Well, this sounds like a lot of fun, ladies. Now, let's talk a little bit about your favorite aspect to this performance and why you would want somebody to come see it.
I think my favorite aspect of this performance is just being able to take this story that's a little fantasy but also extremely relatable and be able to bring it to life on the stage and have people watch it and be, that's how I feel, and show them how they can move past the challenges in their life.
Absolutely. A really great meeting. Now let's turn over to you, Amanda. Why would you want somebody to come watch us? What's been your favorite part?
Oh, that's hard. I don't think I can choose a favorite. Everything's been so amazing. Probably just being able to really develop a character and like relate to her so emotionally and like in depth. People should definitely come because it's a really fun musical. Like the music's great. We have some really cool fight scenes that we were working on the other night. I think it'll just be a lot of fun, honestly.
It really sounds like it, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. We will be right back in the next hour. We've got more fun to share with you.
All right. Thank you, Janelle. We'll check back in with you next hour.
It's December 2nd, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a belated birthday wish going out to Jennifer. We hope your birthday was amazing. This message coming with hugs filled with love from your family and Finley. Also celebrating today is Dorothy for her 2nd birthday today. Happy birthday to you with lots of love from your family. She shares her birthday with Ethan. Happy birthday to you, Ethan, for your 15th birthday today. We hope this is the best one yet with lots of love from your family. And turning 56 years old today is Stu. Happy birthday to Stu. All of your friends and family are sending you love and well wishes today.
Milestones, brought to you in part by Hardin & House Chocolates, because tradition isn't just what you do, it's what you share.
If you have anything that you would like to celebrate, send us your milestones to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. Make sure you attach a photo, tell us who you're celebrating and when, and send those in one day in advance.
What's going on the radio today?
Well, coming up, I really want you with us from like 7:35 to 7:55. This is going to be the window of opportunity for a lot of prizes, including Shake the Tree. We're going to have that around 7:40. So I'll give you the code word, you text that in, and then I can call you back and you shake the tree. Yesterday, both contestants walking away with prizes. They didn't shake it too much, so they all timbered down. Cade got himself 3 prizes, including High Valley tickets. If he would have continued to shake, would have got $100 to Prairie Meats as well, but stopped short of that. Tanya yesterday afternoon won herself $300 to Shoppers, and good thing she stopped there because it was going to timber down from it there. So shake the tree with us at 7:40, and then before the hour's up to, we'll have another Christmas song, which will be your ticket to possibly winning some platinum passes for Country Thunder.
Elton John's Yuletide classic Step Into Christmas is officially platinum. The Recording Industry Association of America has certified the 1973 song has sold more than 1 million copies. It's triple platinum in the UK, where it's re-entered the charts every December since 2011.
Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland.
Lady A is out with their first new Christmas album in more than a decade. The country pop trio is supporting On This Winter Night Volume 2 with their first ever Christmas tour, launching Friday in Atlanta, Georgia.
Let's start the holidays!
I can't wait for the snow!
Here's your first look at the first snow of Fraggle Rock. Gobo heads to outer space, the human world, looking for inspiration for his annual holiday song. The first snow of Fraggle Rock falls Friday on Apple TV. Making hot chocolate in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, if you're looking to impress the in-laws over the holidays, here's an idea. This poor fellow wants to do is bring in the luggage to impress the father-in-law. You know that you've been there, but it's icy. He didn't bother to salt or sand.
I just know the father-in-law is sitting back and giggling at this.
He's just waiting for him at the end, watching just a little bald man right there.
I mean, credit to him for trying.
Going down?
It's all about the efforts.
Oh, man. Oh.
All right, here's a dog that doesn't care about its limitations. The dog just doesn't care that it's in a playpen. Hopefully this wasn't too expensive for the owner, because I think it needs to be put in the shop for some repairs.
Needs an anchor.
Some rocks in those pugs. Oh, they tried.
That's such
Bless them, they
That's
tried. Finally, some good videos in our sidebar. That's a timeout from us. Your weather forecast after this. Tuesday, December 2nd.
It is an important portfolio with a lot of pitfalls that are not obvious.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is turning to a familiar face in cabinet in a mini shuffle. Mark Miller taking over a role left vacant.
These are no longer behavioral issues and convenience issues. We're now dealing with crime on our buses.
Saskatoon City Council approves the creation of its own dedicated transit police.
It's been a long time in the coming. I was at the funding announcement 7 years ago, and so yeah, there's nothing but good news.
The 2-year, $32 million Regina Dewdney Avenue revitalization project finally complete. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to your morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Tuesday.
Got a good, fun night ahead of us. We got the lights happening down at City Hall in Regina.
Yes, yeah, and everyone, please come out. It's going to be a good time, and we want to connect with you.
I hope that a Joe shows up from the Riders again. Last year, he ran up on stage and commandeered the mic.
Yeah, when somebody was performing.
Singing.
Feliz Navidad. Yeah, and it was a really good performance. It was spirited.
Those people from Brooks, Alberta, you know, you just never know. Let's get over to our news. I'm also from there, if you didn't know. An estimated 300,000 Saskatchewan residents are reporting they do not have a family doctor, which is a significant increase from previous estimates. So what can the province do to improve that situation? Wayne Mantika looked into it.
Saskatchewan residents are finding it increasingly difficult to find a family doctor. The number again jumped this past weekend when a major Regina clinic closed its doors after failing to recruit new physicians. Tammy Helland is one of the patients now without a family doctor.
And I was just beside myself because it's like I'm now on the phone trying to talk to any sort of doctor who will take me on. And I've called over 30 clinics and I've either got scoffed at, laughed at, and honestly, it was so disheartening.
An Angus Reid survey shows that 26% of Saskatchewan residents don't have a family doctor, the second highest percentage in the country. It's about 300,000 people, a third more than previously estimated.
And I can't stress enough that there are so many things that this health minister could have stepped in to do, and I'm quite actually shocked that he took the position that there was just simply nothing he could do.
The government recently launched a pilot program where nurse practitioners will establish their own clinics and bill through Medicare. It's part of the government's strategy to deal with the shortage of primary care providers. The health minister addressed other issues today, but had to leave before talking about the nurse practitioner plan. The government may further increase reliance on nurse practitioners for primary health care. The initial 19 nurse practitioner contracts could be expanded to 30, with the government saying 2 more positions have just been created. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Mark Miller has been promoted back to the bench as a part of cabinet shuffles made by Prime Minister Mark Carney yesterday.
I had the opportunity to be a minister for about 6 years and now another opportunity. So it feels great. I am a guy that likes to be busy.
Minister Miller served in cabinet under Justin Trudeau. He will now become the Minister of Canadian Identity and Culture and the minister responsible for official languages. Former Minister Sivan Gabo resigned from cabinet after Ottawa announced its Alberta energy deal last week. Alberta is hoping BC will change its mind when it comes to the federal tanker ban.
When I look at Port-au-Prince, Rupert, a lot of those issues don't exist there because it is right on the ocean. Transparent.
Alberta Premier Danielle Smith says she understands BC's concern of not wanting to expand port infrastructure along its coast, but she says other existing ports can be built on. Premier Smith's comments come after BC Premier David Eby said he would be open to a potential pipeline from Alberta to the BC coast, but only if the tanker ban remains in place. City of Saskatoon dedicating its own transit security system. Jeremy Dodge, well, we know that this is coming. What does it look like and why is it coming?
Well, Daryl, it's coming after a rise in complaints from drivers and reported incidents on buses. Saskatoon has announced they will be creating its own dedicated transit police. City Council voted to add 9 officers and 2 patrol cars to last week's city budget. So as part of the 12.5% increase to property taxes over the next 2 years, roughly $1.6 million will be devoted to transit police. The launch is set to take place as the city looks to launch a rapid transit bus service in 2028.
When you're seeing weapons, pepper spray, knives, assaults, I'm sorry to be so blunt, but that's what we're talking about here today. These are no longer behavioral issues and convenience issues. We're now dealing with crime on our buses.
The plan is to develop the program next year and have transit officers patrolling in early 2027. Prince Albert police say a 17-year-old boy taken into custody following the homicide of a teenage girl has not been charged in connection to her death. It was Thursday morning. Emergency crews called to the 900 block of 12th Street West, where a 16-year-old girl was suffering from life-threatening injuries after being shot. A 17-year-old boy who was at the scene was taken into custody. Police say officers searched the home where the shooting happened the day after the incident on Monday. Police said the boy has been charged with breaching conditions, but that no charges in connection to the homicide have been laid at this time. Daryl, former Regina mayor, now joining Premier Moe's staff.
That's right. Sandra Masters set to become the Deputy Chief of Staff in Moe's Executive Council. The role will specialize in communications, effective yesterday. Executive Council provides support to the Premier, Cabinet, and Cabinet committees in various capacities. Masters served as mayor from 2020 to 2024. Regina's Dewdney Avenue finally reopened to traffic. The two-year, $32 million revitalization project is now complete. They've replaced aging infrastructure underground, redeveloped the landscape between Albert and Broad, widened the sidewalks, and added patio space. You'll remember a lot of residents and businesses frustrated over why it was taking so long. Some now say worth the wait.
It's been a long time in the coming. I was at the funding announcement 7 years ago, and so yeah, there's nothing but good news. I've been looking forward to this for almost a decade now, and it's fantastic. It's beautiful. There's cars on the street. We're open for business.
Project that started under Sandra Masters. A total of $67.5 million was approved for Regina's revitalization initiative, which includes upgrading Dewdney Avenue along with developing the yards, an area the city says it will support its growing warehouse district. Bank of Montreal closing yet another branch in Saskatchewan. A sign on the door of the Melville branch says it'll close June of 2026. The closure follows ones in Weyburn and Davidson, you'll recall. The regional vice president and branch manager will hold an information session January 7th. Now the mayor says he is disappointed.
I do have a meeting set up with the Chamber of Commerce executive director this week, and we'll just talk about perhaps the business community through the Chamber's leadership can write a letter to BMO just expressing, you know, our disappointment, I guess, for want of a better thing, and
the closest branch will now be Yorkton, about 30 minutes away. For the third time in his curling career, Regina's Ben Hebert will represent Canada at the Winter Olympic Games.
And needs to hit and roll towards the pin. Needs to hit and roll towards the pin. You need to hit, roll to the pin. How's that? And it's off to Italy.
Hebert and team Brad Jacobs had beat Matt Dunstone in a best-of-3 at the Canadian Curling Trials. They'll now go to the Olympic Games. Rachel Homan's Ottawa rink will represent the women's side, while Gallant will play with Jocelyn Peterman in the mixed doubles. Curling starts at the Olympics February 4th with the mixed event. Let's get over to the Weather Center, showing Kayleen Sawatsky. It is going to be a little bit cold tonight, you say?
Well, at least warmer than yesterday. Still cold, but warmer than what we saw yesterday. Temperatures in the afternoon peaking a little bit earlier than what we typically see. We usually see the warmest temperatures in the afternoon around 3 o'clock. Today it's going to be about noon, and then temperatures are going to start falling from there into the evening hours. Right now, though, to wake us up in Regina, we're at -2. We are waking up to some cloud cover, which is a slight improvement from just about an hour ago when we were seeing a few flakes in the area. We do have some winds coming in at 19 kilometers per hour in Regina and 22 kilometers per hour in Saskatoon. Saskatoon waking up with the last little bit of that system that they're going to be seeing for the day. Soon that's going to be pushing away from Saskatoon, and we're just going to be seeing a mix of sun and cloud for the afternoon. Right now, waking up to that temperature of -10. Let's take a look at this radar and satellite and show how that moved through the province yesterday evening and into early this morning. Saskatoon, of course, seeing some of those flakes overnight, Regina, and over top of Yorkton and Estevan as well. Now, for the rest of the day today, we're really concentrating down in the southwest corner. That is where we're going to be seeing the warmest temperatures. However, of course, seeing those flurries, as you can see all that purple on your screen there, right around Swift Current. Into the later parts of the afternoon, we do see it starting to disperse. Some areas just south of Swift Current, closer to the border, going to be seeing the last little bit of those flurries. Into the evening hours, we really start to see that disappear, and then some more flakes on the way starting tomorrow evening overnight. We're not really in the 7-day forecast expecting to see a whole lot of snow in the afternoon hours. A lot of these systems that we're seeing rolling through the province are going to be rolling through overnight, which means that our commutes aren't going to be as pretty in the mornings. Take a look at that temperature at the top of your screen, though. Stony Rapids in northern Saskatchewan right now at -30. -14 for La Ronge this morning, -17 in South End, -12 in Prince Albert, and -12 right now in Hudson Bay. Down towards the south, we're seeing a lot of zeros, including East End, Swift Current, Moose Jaw, Assiniboia, and Weyburn right now, -2 in Estevan and -9 in Yorkton. Later on this afternoon, seeing some temperatures that are right around the seasonal average down towards the south, a little bit colder than that seasonal average in the central parts of the province, though. -11 for Prince Albert, -11 for Saskatoon, -6 for Regina this afternoon, -2 for Estevan, and 1 degree for Weyburn. Now, we just talked about some overnight snow on the way. We could be seeing that in Regina on Wednesday overnight, Thursday overnight, and Saturday and Sunday overnight. In Saskatoon, more of the same. We're seeing a mix of sun and cloud for the afternoons in the 7-day forecast, but overnight snow expected on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Take a look at our rural forecasts throughout northern and central Saskatchewan today. We are seeing temperatures once again below the seasonal average, but warmer than what we saw yesterday. A few more flakes still in the area as well for some places. Kindersley up to 0 degrees today. Spiritwood -11. Watrous -11 this afternoon. Down towards the south, we are seeing warmer temperatures. 0 degrees for East End Cypress. Maple Creek 1 degree. Assiniboia 1 degree. But we are expecting to see most of that snow falling into the afternoon down in the southwest corner. So be aware of that. Coronac 0 degrees, Carlisle -4, and Broadview -6. Let's take a look at Borden, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel -9 this afternoon. We do have some morning flurries going to be pushing off for the afternoon. A mix of sun and cloud then for the afternoon and into the evening hours. North winds coming in up to 30 kilometers per hour.
Let's go back out to Mike Siona now, who is getting into the Christmas spirit.
Well, we've come in from the elements, and we are joined now by Adam Friesen and Leslie Kenton. We were talking about a meal for every neighbor, a cool event here on Broadway. Tell us about it.
A Meal for Every Neighbor is a community outreach initiative that we have partnered with Grace Westminster Church, and we are looking for donations from our local residents and businesses to help us purchase and provide a meal for the less fortunate in our community.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, that need doesn't just take care of itself. What do we need, and how can people get involved?
We're looking from the community for some monetary donations or food so that we have the supplies we need to prep the meal to help feed the community.
Absolutely. When does this all happen? And
Saturday, December 20th at Grace Westminster Church. They have graciously opened their doors and are providing us a space to let people come in out of the cold and warm up for a couple hours, have a meal, and shop with some dignity from our Take What You Need table. So we are also asking for donations of warm winter clothing, blankets, hygiene products, anything like that that you can give so that they can come and take the things they need after having a meal.
Fantastic. And obviously, you guys are very much involved in this initiative here at Wren. How has the community here in Broadway been to this concept?
Really good. Lots of good feedback so far. We've had a lot of volunteers, people willing to give their time and help out. Right now, we're just needing monetary to purchase the food. That's the bigger hill.
Yeah, no, fair enough, right? I mean, and ultimately, that's what you need. Tough to kind of gauge how many people will be coming, but if you're at all interested, reach out. They can just pop in here and get in touch with you.
They can pop in here. They can call the store, 306-979-4003. You can send us a message on Instagram or an email at leslie@reninspiredlife.com.
Perfect. And then we can get a meal for every neighbor.
All right, Mike, great initiative. Thank you very much. We'll see more from you in just a little while.
A collective sigh of relief on Bay and Wall Streets after NVIDIA delivered a surprisingly strong revenue forecast and pushed back on the idea that the AI industry is in a bubble, easing concerns that had spread across the tech sector. The world's most valuable company expects sales of about $65 billion in the January quarter, roughly $3 billion more than analysts predicted. NVIDIA also said that a $500 billion revenue bonanza due in coming quarters may be even bigger than anticipated. Well, Canada is going to start negotiations with the UAE on a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. It would cut tariffs, remove trade barriers, and expand market access to Canadian exporters while helping facilitate UAE investment into major projects in Canada, including data centers and critical minerals. The UAE is one of Canada's top trading partners in the Middle East and Northern Africa. Prime Minister Mark Carney has been pushing to strengthen ties around the world as part of the trade war with the U.S. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Here's one that's trending on social media. Fireball lit up the sky across Alberta, leaving many people looking up. It was visible Sunday night with reports in Wainwright, Edmonton, Lacombe, Red Deer, Okotoks, which is a suburb of Calgary, Lethbridge, Pincher Creek. But what was it? Most likely they say it was space junk. In fact, an associate professor of the Department of Physics and Astronomy at the U of C says it was probably a piece of a rocket that took off from New Zealand on November 5th and it was scheduled to re-enter the atmosphere on December 1st.
Wow. Okay, so I'm from Okotoks. I didn't hear about this, so now I have to text all of my girlfriends back in my hometown and say, did you see this?
It looks really cool. You don't see that every day.
Really moving.
It is. It is indeed. Speaking of moving, we're talking about moving your hearts.
Yeah.
It's charities you support.
So we're asking you today, it's the holidays, right? What
Giving
charity,
Tuesday, of course, too.
Yeah, what charity do you like to support around the holidays? We have a lot of wonderful answers. Kristen saying Humane Society, Food Bank, and the Regina Hospital Foundation. Nikki specifically are usually my go-tos. Karen saying I support 2 charities year-round, Paws and Claws Animal Rescue and Rebel Cat Rescue, both located in Yorkton. The animals, thank you, Karen. Nathan saying the Regina Humane Society. I'm very thankful to have adopted my late best friend there in 2020, and we miss Duke. We have a couple answers. The YMCA and Salvation Army came in from the same text. We didn't get their name, though. Michelle on X saying Access Communications Children's Fund Charity and the United Way of Regina. We volunteer several times a year. And then a touching story to finish us off in this segment this hour. We had Gary write in saying my charity has been since my daughter gave birth to my twin grandchildren. They were premature, so kept on donating regularly to the Jim Patterson Children's Hospital, and still does, even though those twins just graduated from high school in 2025. You still got to give out of gratitude. Wow. So long-standing there. Thank you so much for your answers this hour. We want to share some more, though. So tell us, what charity do you like to support at the holidays or year-round? Tell us your name. Text us your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply. You can also scan that QR code on your screen. We're going to share some more answers in about 1 hour.
Hello, everyone. Glenn Sheeler inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday, and it comes from the Monday Nighter between the Giants and the Patriots. You just don't see this every day. New York lining up for a 47-yard field goal, but their kicker, Younghoe Koo, jams his foot into the turf on the approach. Punter Jamie Gillen left holding the ball, gets tackled for a huge loss and a turnover. A bizarre scene as Koo stubs his foot well short of the ball, like a golfer taking a little bit too much dirt. Silver lining for the kicker, he never touched the ball. It doesn't count as a missed kick, but that just sums up the Giants in another forgetful season. Yeah, the quarterback saying his reactions test it all. That's your must-see moment. Tonight on TSN, the Raptors trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. They're back home taking on the Blazers. Pre-game coverage starts at 7 Eastern. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Whiteboard's ready. It is time for our morning mystery. Today it is a song. All right, 3 clues. You can guess along with us at home. It was the Christmas anthem of 1994.
Okay.
The first holiday song in recorded history to become Diamond certified by the Recording Industry Association of America in 2021. Carrie's carol reflected her love of the holiday. Quote, Christmas time really is my favorite part of the year.
Oh.
What song is it?
Come on.
No, I don't.
What song is it?
There's so many Christmas songs that they all blur together sometimes. Oh, wait. No, I see Mariah Carey in the background. Hold on.
Oh, we never should have told you that. We never should have told you that. All right.
It's long again.
Down. Yep. There you go. All I want for Christmas. All I want for Christmas.
So I started off in capital. No, I don't know. I was panicking. All I want for Christmas is you.
Okay. All we want for Christmas is you is the correct answer to today's morning mystery.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
Your school day forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, we certainly are warmer than where we're at yesterday morning. We're at -2 right now with a few clouds. -10 in Saskatoon. We do have a few flakes to start the day there. That's going to be pushing off by the lunchtime hour. -11 by lunch, and that is our expected daytime high in Saskatoon. And we're going to be carrying that temperature into our hours for final bell. Winds coming in up to about 30 kilometers per hour. In Regina, we're going to be seeing an afternoon temperature of about -6 by lunchtime, and then getting a little bit colder by final bell, -8 with winds again coming in up to about 30 kilometers per hour. As we go to break, here's a look at the gas prices. In Regina, the common price is $127.9. The lowest you might find, though, is $105.9. In Saskatoon, the common price is $119.9. The lowest you might find is $114.9. Over to the farm markets now, where we find the street price of canola at $587.52 per ton, and the futures price at $660.90 per ton. Amber Durum wheat starting the day at $285.94 per ton, and red spring wheat at $250.29 per ton. And the Canadian dollar has not changed since yesterday. We're still at 71.54 cents US. After the break, the latest on where Ukraine peace talks stand as U.S. envoys arrive in Moscow. Stay with us.
7:30 on your morning. I'm Daryl. Thank you for being with us. A man who pleaded guilty to manslaughter in relation to a 2023 homicide now knows how long he will spend in jail. Donovan Mace has the details.
A man who pleaded guilty to manslaughter in relation to a 2023 homicide has been sentenced to 10 years behind bars. On February 9th, 2023, police were called to 699 Garnet Street for reports a man had overdosed. And when officers arrived to the home, they discovered the body of 36-year-old Patrick Badger inside. However, further police investigation discovering Badger was murdered. But the result of that fateful night beginning the previous day when Autumn McNabb was discovered dead as the result of an overdose inside that same Garnet Street home. And at the time, she was 8 months pregnant. So the following night, McNabb's father, Peter Sheepskin, and his son, Darian Toto, returning to the residence where they beat and eventually shot Badger. Neither, however, admitting to pulling the trigger. Justice Michael Morris saying in court Mr. Sheepskin was a grief-stricken father who intended to go to 699 Garnet Street to inflict violence upon Mr. Badger, but not kill him. I conclude that Mr. Sheepskin's level of moral culpability is within the high range, though its placement within that range, which I characterized as the top third for moral culpability, is near the lower end of it. Sheepskin pleaded guilty to manslaughter at a hearing last month, where the defense argued for an 8-year sentence, while the Crown requested the same 15-year sentence, which was given Toto last year. Now, with credit of time served while on remand, Sheepskin has 6.5 years remaining of his sentence. He has also been ordered to pay a $200 victim surcharge, and when released, will be prohibited of owning or possessing firearms for life. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
36-year-old man recovering after being attacked with a machete in Saskatoon. Police say they were called to the 100 block of Avenue W South at about 3:30 yesterday. The victim told officers he didn't know the person who attacked him. His injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. Saskatoon is taking a new approach to homelessness and downtown disorder. Laura Woodward with that.
The city is hiring 4 Indigenous peacekeepers to patrol downtown Saskatoon. A 1-year, $300,000 pilot project unanimously approved during budget talks.
We need another tool. We need a tool that's based on relationship, that's not based on enforcement. And that's what the peacekeepers are so skilled at.
Teams of 2 will work 12-hour shifts, connecting people to social services. Deputy Police Chief Darren Bringle says officers can train them in de-escalation and gang awareness.
Gang symbols, hierarchy, behavior, kinds of victimization.
The city plans to contract the jobs through the Saskatoon Tribal Council, which already uses peacekeepers at its Fairhaven shelter.
A lot of Indigenous people don't trust the system. Okay, it's a reality.
Councillor Troy Davies, the former paramedic, says cultural connection can quickly calm a tense situation.
I can tell you just having one sentence of just speaking Cree to somebody who was First Nations de-escalated a situation.
The Downtown Business Improvement District supports the pilot, noting a spike in cases of mischief, intoxication, and panhandling. Quote, the need for a coordinated, culturally grounded, and community-based safety response has never been more critical. The Peacekeeper pilot project is expected to start next year. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Today, U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff is in Moscow meeting with the Russian president for a potential deal to end the war in Ukraine. The Trump administration is trying to gain traction for the contentious peace plan. Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is also taking part in the talks at the Kremlin. The U.S. peace plan is already seen by many in Ukraine and its allies as endorsing many of Russia's demands, including Moscow's control of a large part of Ukraine, its demand that Ukraine be not allowed to join NATO, and restrictions on the size of Ukraine's military. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in Ireland today as he continues his efforts to maintain European support in his fight against the nearly 4-year-old Russian invasion. Ireland is officially neutral when it comes to the conflict. It is not a member of NATO, but it has sent non-lethal military support to Ukraine. In addition, more than 100,000 Ukrainians have fled to Ireland since Russia launched its attack on Ukraine in February of 2022. Alberta pushing back on Ottawa's gun buyback program with a stern message from the Premier.
I got a little tip for low-life criminals out there. If you don't want to get shot, don't break into someone's house.
Alberta Premier Danielle Smith made the announcement at the United Conservative Party's annual general meeting. The Premier says a motion will be introduced this week to defy the program through its Alberta Sovereignty Within the United Canada Act. The program for businesses has collected more than 12,000 assault-style weapons, and a pilot program for individuals has already been rolled out in Nova Scotia. The Vancouver Whitecaps have made it to their first ever MLS Cup final after beating San Diego 3-1 Saturday.
Ali Ahmed. That's a beautiful move on Pilcher. Ahmed continues on, works it across, and it's in the back of the net again.
The final is a superstar showdown of Vancouver's German star Thomas Müller facing Inter Miami and Lionel Messi. And this isn't their first final match against each other. Germany defeated Argentina and Messi in 2014, the FIFA World Cup final. The MLS Cup goes Saturday at 1:30 Saskatchewan time. And FIFA is going to be revealing the match schedule for next summer's World Cup in a live global broadcast this Saturday. We're going to tee it up on Friday's show with the folks at TSN. And for the first time, the World Cup draw, the venues and kickoff times for all 104 matches will not be released on the same day as we learn the groups. Now, instead, FIFA is placing the games in the best location based on the time zones. FIFA says the post-draw game allocation process is meant to create optimal conditions for players and fans. On Friday, a draw will determine the World Cup's 12 groups of 4, and you can watch that unfold on TSN at 9 a.m. starting our time. And again, we'll tee that up for you. Saskatchewan has earned an international fan with a young Irish-born content creator singing the praises of our province. Carla Shinkaruk with Why.
It must have been good if I have come back so soon.
This content creator seems to be creating a buzz in Saskatchewan and beyond.
The people are my favorite part. I was made feel so welcome. I actually came on the Thanksgiving weekend, so a lot of things were closed. Strangers reached out and they were like, we want to make your time here really nice. Like, come and have dinner with us. Like, let me hang with you. Like, I want to show you this and that. Like, and that is not something that you get everywhere.
He quickly learned that positive sentiment about Saskatchewan isn't always the norm.
A lot of people were like, why would you come to Saskatchewan?
Harken moved to Canada from Ireland a year ago. He now lives in Toronto. Saskatchewan wasn't originally on his itinerary until curiosity got him after hearing the name Saskatchewan in a popular song.
This is my love letter for the kindness, for the people, for the friendships that I will carry with me, for a place I didn't expect to change me, but it did.
His endearing posts seen by thousands. He even gets stopped on the street. Global followers now get a taste of prairie life through his lens.
I'm going to try and find the beauty here. I came and I loved it. Though I spent time at the Western Development Museum this trip, which was insane. And my last trip I went to Saskatchewan, and that was incredible. You know, that was my first time seeing bison in the wild.
He admits that his first trip here was sponsored through a travel company.
I actually only did Saskatoon and Moose Jaw the last time.
So this time he was back simply by choice, meeting the Saskatchewan Wanderer in Regina.
I'm at the Agribition, and that was my first rodeo, so I can't use that phrase anymore.
He says it only gets to about -4 in Ireland, so he's not sure about a real winter visit here, but the warmth he's found from new friends might just make him brave the cold.
Thank you, Saskatchewan. Until we meet again.
Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
He wouldn't maybe like it at -50 or so, Kayleen.
Yeah, thankfully we're not quite there, although northern Saskatchewan -30 this morning, if you can believe it. Very cold, not as cold though as what we saw yesterday morning in parts of the central and southern part of the province there. In Regina, we're at -2 right now. Yes, a few flakes still falling in the area. The radar I'm about to show you shows that system and how it came through last night and into early this morning. And yes, right now we are still seeing just a few of those flurries in many places, Saskatoon included. -10 right now to wake us up in Saskatoon, so a little bit colder through the central zone right now. Now the radar and satellite, as I mentioned, showing you how that system moved through last night. So late into the evening hours, we were still seeing that snow falling overnight and early this morning. We're still going to be seeing some later on into this afternoon. However, today we're mainly talking about it down in the southwest corner. Saskatoon going to be seeing those flurries pushing away from their city in just a few minutes or so here. We're not really expecting the snow to continue on in the Saskatoon area into the afternoon. Regina, though, could be seeing a few flurries this afternoon. It's about a 30% chance right now, so be ready for it. But again, mainly we're talking about that snow down in the southwest corner around Swift Current and areas closer to the border this afternoon. And then we see some more snow making its way in for tomorrow night, impacting parts of central Saskatchewan into the early morning on Thursday. So be ready for that throughout the overnight hours. We're just not really seeing it anymore in our 7-day forecast throughout the afternoon hours other than today. Current temperatures now, we're seeing Buffalo Narrows at -12, -12 in Prince Albert as well, -12 in Hudson Bay, and -14 in Nipawin. Down towards the south, we're seeing a lot of zeros on our screen this morning, so that includes East End, Swift Current, Moose Jaw, Assiniboia, and Weyburn. So again, not bad, warmer than what we saw at this time of the day yesterday. Later on this afternoon, still seeing temperatures a little bit warmer than what we saw yesterday, -1 expected for Swift Current with that snow falling, 0 degrees for Moose Jaw, 2 degrees for Weyburn, -1 for Estevan, and -8 for Yorkton. Prince Albert up to -12, and Battleford's -8. Saskatoon -11, and Regina -6 today. We talked about some of that snow and how it's going to be impacting us through the overnight hours. So for Regina, you can expect that right now, Wednesday overnight, Thursday overnight, Saturday and Sunday overnight. In Saskatoon, again, we're going to be seeing some more snow during those overnight hours. Right now, we're seeing that on our radar falling on Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Saturday night.
The incident happened on November the 4th, 2025, between the hours of 2:30 a.m. and 2:45 a.m. on a residence on the 3000 block of Regina Avenue. A man entered a household and stole several items before leaving the residence on foot. The suspect is described as a man wearing a black hoodie, gray sweatpants, a brown jacket, and black shoes.
I'm Belton Johnson, board member for Regina Crime Stoppers. Did you know Crime Stoppers would pay up to $2,000 cash rewards for information on this or any other serious crime in Regina? Callers do not have to identify themselves. Calls are not traced or recorded. In Regina, Saskatchewan, and Canada, call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222 8477. You can also access our website at www.reginacrimestoppers.ca. Remember, our community suffers when you remain silent. Please report crime.
Crime Stoppers is brought to you by Leak Audiology, helping you live well with better hearing.
It's time to head over to the Regina Humane Society, where we find our pet of the week with Bill Thorne. Good morning. Who do you have with you?
Well, this morning I have got Groovy, and he is absolutely that. If you can remember that phrase from way back when. He's about 3 months old. We think a bit of a Siberian Husky mix in there, maybe a few other things. We're really not too sure. A Sasky special, as we tend to call him, where they're a mix of a whole bunch of things. But he is a puppy for sure, and we're looking for a home that understands what a puppy is. He's going to take some training, some time, but boy, oh boy, if you've ever had a puppy, they can be the most fun thing in the world too. So this guy is ready to go home, and we're hoping it's going to happen before the weekend. Yeah, I know. No kidding.
So if you're ready to dedicate that time and commitment and love to an animal, you can wrap up Groovy under the Christmas tree with a little bow. Think how cute he would look there. Moving on, though, as we're talking about the holidays, of course, there's so many different ways that people can support you right now. Let's start with that 50-50 going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I took him out of the kennel a couple of minutes early, and I was getting timing's everything. Yeah, we do have our holiday catalog on right now, which is our largest fundraiser of the year, actually. You can get that online, and we've also had some out in the mail where you can pick a specific item that you'd like to donate to help us care for the animals that come in, 3,700 on average every year, so that's a very important thing. We also have our holiday 50-50, which started, I believe, last week. Last I looked, it was about $2,600 or $2,700, so we want to see that grow. You've got until December 23rd to get your tickets for that, and the draw will be made on December 24th, Christmas Eve.
What about those holiday calendars, Bill? Are they flying off the shelves right now?
Yeah, absolutely they are. Every time I go in the adopt shop, which is just in front of me here, I have to reload the rack that's there. So that's really good to see. It's got 12 different stories of 12 different animals that came to see us over the last 12 or 18 months or so you can catch up on their stories and see how they're doing today.
All right, Bill. Of course, there's always monetary donations that people can just give for the sake of giving throughout the holidays. If people want to know how they can do that, they can head over to the website. But is there anything else that you guys really need this holiday season?
Well, besides monetary donations, as you point out, things we're always in need of, wet dog and cat food. It's something that we're constantly going through, as you can imagine, quite a bit as well. Liquid laundry detergent and bleach are two things that we go through a lot of, too, and gets expensive when we have to buy it. So that's something that we're looking for. And, of course, this time of year, we've got a tree we'll have on one of our screens behind me here where you can drop off some treats and toys and stuff like that for the animals as well to help them enjoy their stay here.
And, of course, today is Giving Tuesday, so no better time than right now to help out the Regina Humane Society. Thanks for your time, Bill.
Thanks very much.
Here's what's happening in our community. A pierogi and sausage supper happens Wednesday, December 3rd at 4:30 p.m. over at St. Joseph's Church, 201 4th Avenue East in Kenora. Christmas Craft and Trade Show happening December 5th from 5 to 8 p.m. and again on December 6th from 10 to 3 over at the Lumsden Centennial Hall. Call 306-529-2165 for more. Old Time Dance happens Friday, December 5th at 7:30 p.m. out in Weyburn at Cecilia's Banquet Hall. For more, call 306-861-9929. A Christmas Long Ago, December 6th and 7th at 10 a.m. over the Western Development Museum, Moose Jaw. That's 50 Diefenbaker Drive. Call 306-693-5989. Finally, Brick Stories Lego Show and Sale, December 6th and 7th at 10 a.m. at the White City Community.
Wardrobe consideration by Colin O'Brien Man's Shop, defining contemporary style for over 20 years.
Let's head back down to Sterling Productions, where Janelle Lippi is joined by a few cast members in the Percy Jackson musical.
All right, well, this time around, I have one of the lead role actors here. I've got Simon. Now, Simon, you are playing Percy in this whole production, one of the two members playing Percy. Tell me a little bit about how prepping for this has been for you.
Prepping for this role has been a blast. This role, like the music in the show is very energetic, so learning the music with our wonderful music director has been amazing, and like the harmonies in the show are so cool. And there's so many like styles of music. There's even like a song that's kind of like country, and then the songs after are very rock, like disco songs. It's just super fun to learn all the music.
Well, this sounds really exciting. And 100 cast members all together. What has it been like working alongside so many people?
Working along so many people, it's such a cool experience. Just because, like, there's someone for literally everything. You want to throw a bunch of people in a scene, you can do that. So there's like scenes, because the original production of the show, if you can't believe, was only 7 people. So it's a huge switch to a cast of like almost 100 people. So it's pretty awesome. And there's scenes where it was just like 4 people in the show, and we changed it. Now there's like 60 people on stage. So it's really cool, and it's very different from anything you've ever seen before if you've seen A Lightning Thief.
Wow. Well, this is huge. A massive production. Now, where is this being held? When is it held, and how can people get their hands on some tickets?
This is being held at the Connexus Arts Center, December 17th to the 19th.
Awesome.
Yes, and you can get tickets on the Connexus website, or you can go through the link on Sterling's Instagram or Facebook.
Perfect, Simon. Thank you so much for being here with me this morning. We will be back one more time.
It's December 2nd, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a belated birthday wish going out to Jennifer. We hope your birthday was amazing. This message coming with hugs filled with love from your family and Finley. Also celebrating today is Dorothy for her 2nd birthday today. Happy birthday to you with lots of love from your family. She shares her birthday with Ethan. Happy birthday to you for your 15th birthday today. We hope this is the best one yet with lots of love from your family. Turning 56 years old today is Stu. Happy birthday to you, Stu. All of your friends and family are sending you love and well wishes today.
Milestones, brought to you in part by Hardin & House Chocolates, because tradition isn't just what you do, it's what you share.
If you have anything that you would like to celebrate, we want to hear from you. Send us your milestones to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. You can also scan that QR code on your screen right now. Please attach a photo. Let us know who you're celebrating and when, and send that in at least 1 day in advance.
All right, so when you shake the tree, are you physically shaking a tree? Please say yes.
You know what? I'm sorry. I can lie to you and say that we are. It's a computerized tree that's being shake, so that's kind of the same thing. Unfortunately, Derek was just shaking it though, and he lost out. Shook it too many times. Whole thing timbered over. His prizes are back in the tree. So 440 with Brandon is going to be your next opportunity to play for that one. Although some good news here. Just looking over my shoulder, we're 1 minute away from playing a Christmas song. So when that song starts playing, you can enter that at purecountry927.ca. You need the song title and the artist and the time that it is playing, and that could win you some platinum passes for Country Thunder. So quickly fire us up with the iHeartRadio app, enter that one online, and that's your first entry of the day.
Love that, Chase. Good luck giving some stuff away.
Thanks.
Isn't going to be the only big-name musical act at the Super Bowl next year. The NFL has announced its slate of pregame performers. Charlie Puth will sing the national anthem. Brandi Carlile will perform America the Beautiful. And Coco Jones will give her rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing. Kickoff for Super Bowl 60 is February 8th. Some super-powered animals are hitting the big screen in 2028. Paramount now says it's adding a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie to the calendar for that November. It'll be followed by a Sonic the Hedgehog spin-off movie scheduled for that December.
Let's start the holidays!
I can't wait for the snow! It's almost time to return to Fraggle Rock. The iconic puppet series from the Jim Henson Company is back with a new holiday special this week. The first snow of Fraggle Rock hits Apple TV this Friday. And happy birthday to Britney Spears, who is 44 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
You're closest on birthdays. You go first.
All right. Well, these grandparents made every kid's dream come true. Take a look.
What world?
They built a secret room in their house just for the grandkids to enjoy. Look at all that. It's packed with arcade machines, TVs, couches. What a cool spot to be able to hang out.
This is Grandpa's man cave.
No.
This isn't for the kids.
No. This is, you're thinking about it all wrong. This has created controlled chaos. They now have quiet in the rest of the house.
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
There
was a playroom in my grandparents' house. I remember there being just a playroom, and they were just like, just go to the playroom and close the door.
Also, that's a young grandpa. Here's a dog that doesn't care about limitations. Yeah, you try to fence me in. I'll bring the fence.
Didn't try hard enough.
Try.
Where are we going?
Yeah, we're all going, and I'm bringing this fancy new suit now.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh, that poor owner is just trying to have a little bit of peace.
Now he needs to build a secret room.
Yeah.
I'm out. We're back after this. It's Tuesday, December 2nd.
First Nations have been left out to the wayside for far too long, and we look forward to talking about that renewal of that relationship.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will meet with First Nations chiefs today as Ottawa pushes ahead with major projects.
These are no longer behavioral issues and convenience issues. We're now dealing with crime on our buses.
Saskatoon City Council approves the creation of its own dedicated transit police. YouTube has unveiled its latest trends, top trends of the year, and it was a golden one for K-pop Demon Hunters. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. And happy Tuesday. It's going to be a really special day in Regina today as we help light the lights. We hope you can join us.
Janelle Lippai's never been there before, so this is a first for her. We'll see how many times we can get her to sing.
How many years have we been doing this now?
5, maybe. I think this might be the 5th or 6th.
It's one of my favorite holiday traditions to go and help the city light up everything. It's just so beautiful. So I hope everyone comes out tonight.
Tell me how many you've done, and I'll add 3 to it. That's probably where
3,
I'm at.
yeah, only 3.
That's probably where I'm at.
Okay.
I wasn't invited before that. I'm not invited anywhere unless I speak. That's my running joke. An estimated 300,000 Saskatchewan residents are reporting they do not have a family doctor, which is a significant increase over previous estimates. So what can the province do to improve the situation? Wayne Mantique asked those questions.
Saskatchewan residents are finding it increasingly difficult to find a family doctor. The number again jumped this past weekend when a major Regina clinic closed its doors after failing to recruit new physicians. Tammy Helland is one of the patients now without a family doctor.
And I was just beside myself because it's like I'm now on the phone trying to talk to any sort of doctor who will take me on. And I've called over 30 clinics and I've either got scoffed at, laughed at, and honestly, it was so disheartening.
An Angus Reid survey shows that 26% of Saskatchewan residents don't have a family doctor, the second highest percentage in the country. It's about 300,000 people, a third more than previously estimated.
And I can't stress enough that there are so many things that this health minister could have stepped in to do, and I'm quite actually shocked that he took the position that there was just simply nothing he could do.
The government recently launched a pilot program where nurse practitioners will establish their own clinics and bill through Medicare. It's part of the government strategy to deal with the shortage of primary care providers. The health minister addressed other issues today, but had to leave before talking about the nurse practitioner plan. The government may further increase reliance on nurse practitioners for primary health care. The initial 19 nurse practitioner contracts could be expanded to 30, with the government saying 2 more positions have just been created. Wayne Mantique, CTV News, Regina.
The Prime Minister has shuffled his cabinet, and a familiar face from the Trudeau era is back.
To be a minister for about 6 years and now another opportunity. So it feels great. I am a guy that likes to be busy.
Miller last served under Trudeau as the Minister of Immigration. He's taking over for Stephen Guilbeault's identity, culture, and official languages portfolios in a mini shuffle forced by the PM, on the PM rather, after Guilbeault quit over the pipeline deal with Alberta. Federal government's energy deal with Alberta expected to loom large at the Assembly of First Nations gathering today when the Prime Minister addresses hundreds of chiefs in Ottawa. Carney's appearance could be a tense moment coming just days after he signed that agreement that sets the conditions for a potential pipeline from Alberta to the West Coast. Some First Nations leaders condemned the agreement over environmental risks and a lack of consultation. National Chief Cindy Woodhouse says Carney would be wise to come to the meeting with firm commitments to things that the chiefs want, such as clean drinking water legislation that died when the federal election was called last spring. City of Saskatoon dedicating its own transit security system. This is a long time coming, Jeremy.
Yeah, and after mulling over the city's $1.7 billion budget last week, City Council did vote to add dedicated transit officers to the Saskatoon Police Service over the next 2 years. Keenan Sorokon has more on the decision.
It saddens me that we have to have this conversation. It really does.
Randy Dunauer says if incidents of bear spray knives and assaults were happening at City Hall, council would have acted by now. And that's why he feels it's time to end years of concern and frustration on transit buses to create dedicated transit police.
These are no longer behavioral issues and convenience issues. We're now dealing with crime on our buses, and that requires a police presence to do that.
The city will spend $600,000 next year and $1 million in 2027 to hire 9 officers working in 2 patrol cars tasked specifically to transit.
People will feel safe when they're either riding or driving the buses. That's the biggest piece to this.
Saskatoon will become one of the smallest cities in Canada with transit cops. Most others have populations of at least 1 million. A combination of commissionaires, transit supervisors, and support officers from the fire department respond to incidents now, but their scope is limited, especially for violent or criminal interactions. Negative interactions have been trending down over the last 3 years, with police needed for 11% of calls. But Peterson doesn't trust the data, with some interactions going unreported.
Our training is to pull over, open the doors. Quite often is, after a little while, the person that's causing the issues will just leave the bus, and then the call will be cleared.
Council is also hoping this can reintroduce fair enforcement, something the city stopped doing during the pandemic.
Just show the force of individuals who are coming on the bus to be respectful of our transit operators and those who ride it.
With recruitment challenges, the city and Saskatoon Police will develop the program over the next year with hopes of transit police patrolling in early 2027. Keenan Sorokon, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, Daryl, a major roadway in Regina has reopened.
Yeah, the $32 million project officially complete on Dewdney Avenue. Sierra D'Souza butts on what it means for the Regina core and what the city is planning next.
We invested here 11 years ago because we knew the potential. We knew what was going to come.
After enduring Dewdney Avenue being closed off for the last 2 construction seasons, Rebellion Brewing is thankful the $32 million construction project is complete.
I could do a whole lot of complaining, but there's no time for complaining. It's more about giving thanks to the community here for supporting us, helping us get through that, letting us know they care.
This project has been one of the most significant infrastructure investments in Regina's recent history, and it represents a commitment to building a more connected and vibrant community.
The 2-year project focused on replacing aging underground infrastructure, redeveloping the landscape between Albert and Broad Street, along with wider sidewalks and upgrades to the streetlights. Aside from enhancing the look of the street, the city said improving the area's safety was a top priority as well.
It's really important that people know how to go down the area safely, to park properly, and also to make sure that infrastructure is reliable for the long term.
A total of $67.5 million was approved for revitalizing Regina's downtown, which includes upgrading Dewdney Avenue along with developing the yards, an area the city says will support its growing warehouse district.
future's bright, and we are so glad to be here. This Dewdney Avenue in the Warehouse District is a place to be.
The completion of this project will also help support and create new development across the street in the yards, which is long overdue.
In City's council meeting on Wednesday, council will be presented a request for proposal to further the development on the yards project. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is facing fresh criticism for turning a beloved Canadian children's book character into a symbol of war. Hegseth posted this AI image of a book cover featuring Franklin the Turtle to his X account. It shows the cartoon firing on drug boats with the title "Franklin Targets Narco-Terrorists" with the message "For Your Christmas Wish List." In response, the publisher of Franklin Books released a statement calling the character a Canadian icon who has inspired generations of children and stands for kindness, empathy, and inclusivity. It adds it condemns any denigration, violent, or unauthorized use of Franklin's name or image which directly contradicts these values. Meanwhile, the White House is defending a second strike by U.S. forces on an alleged drug trafficking boat from Venezuela. A strike targeting survivors in the water was authorized by Hegseth and ordered by an admiral.
The strike conducted on September 2nd was conducted in self-defense to protect Americans in vital United States interests. The strike was conducted in international waters and in accordance with the law of armed conflict.
Some U.S. lawmakers and legal experts say targeting survivors could constitute a war crime. No competing bids have reportedly been made for Hudson Bay's Royal Charter, paving the way for Thompson and Weston families to purchase the artifact. The two families were set to jointly offer a starting bid of $18 million in an auction scheduled for tomorrow. Anyone interested in participating had to show interest by last Friday, but with no one willing to take on the families, they'll likely be named the successful bidder. The document dates back to 1670. The families say they have plans to donate the charter to the Archives of Manitoba, the Manitoba Museum, the Canadian Museum of History, and the Royal Ontario Museum. We turn our attention to the weather picture. Kayleen Sawatsky, what do you have in store for us?
Well, we're waiting patiently this morning for the sun to come up. It just hasn't quite happened yet. At least it's warmer right now than when we were seeing those really, really cold temperatures yesterday morning. Things have improved quite a bit. We're at -3 right now in Regina. We do have some very light snow falling in the area. Also seeing some very light snow in the area of Saskatoon this morning as we wake up to that temperature of -10. Very shortly here, that snow is going to be pushing away from Saskatoon, and then in the afternoon hours we're just going to be seeing a lot of that cloud cover. Here's a look at that radar and satellite and how we saw that system moving in from northern Alberta yesterday, exiting down through the United States and into Manitoba as well. As we look toward the afternoon today, we're mainly focusing down in that southwest corner around Swift Current, where we're going to be seeing about 3 more centimeters of snow falling throughout the afternoon. Right now we have about a 30% chance that Regina could be seeing some of those flurries. It's just not as high as what we saw throughout those overnight hours. As we head into the late afternoon, we do see the last little bit of that system, and then we do see it mainly disappearing by those overnight hours. Some more snow on the way for Wednesday overnight, and then into early Thursday morning. Prince Albert going to be seeing some of those flurries, Saskatoon and Regina as well. Current temperatures now, we're at -31 way up north in Stony Rapids, -11 though in Spiritwood, -13 for Melfort and Hudson Bay. Nipawin also sitting at -13 right now. A little bit warmer down towards the south, and we're going to see that trend continue into the afternoon hours. 1 degree right now in East End, 0 degrees for Swift Current and Assiniboia, -1 in Moose Jaw, 0 degrees for Weyburn and Estevan as well. Down in the south, again, is where we're going to be seeing the warmer temperatures today. So Weyburn up to about 2 degrees, Estevan -1 for Swift Current with those flurries, and Moose Jaw up to about 0 degrees. Colder through Prince Albert, -12 this afternoon, -8 for the Battlefords with just a little bit of those flurries. And as we take a look at the 7-day forecast, we see temperatures warm up a bit on Thursday, but that is another day that we're expecting to see some more of that overnight snow falling. Some more snow overnight on Saturday and Sunday for Regina. In Saskatoon, we're expecting to see some more of that overnight snow in addition to tomorrow night on Thursday night, and then overnight on Saturday as well.
was December 2nd, 1989, when Audrey McLaughlin became the first leader of the NDP, the first woman to lead a federal political party in this country. December 2nd, 2018, U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping agreed on a truce in their trade war at the G20 meeting in Argentina. And December 2nd, 1905, Toronto hosted its very first Santa Claus parade. Ho, ho, ho.
All right, we're into Advent calendar season now. Would you want to dive into an Advent calendar filled with fish treats? Maybe not. These guys are sure loving it. Yeah, Humboldt penguins at the London Zoo. They got to inspect an Advent calendar just for them. The zoo does this Magic of Christmas event every year. Now, these penguins are actually pretty clumsy on land, very quick in the water, but they seem to be motivated enough to motor pretty good when these snacks are in the picture.
And look how beautiful they are. I love that they're happy.
We just started Advent calendars yesterday. We got a Lego one on the go, so every day's a project for us at our house.
Oh, yeah. We're doing an activity Advent calendar, so something Christmassy every day. Yesterday, we decorated a mini tree for my daughter's room.
Oh, look at you. You've created so much work. Way to go, Super Mom. Question of the day. It's Giving Tuesday. How do you give back? What charity do you support over the holiday season? That's what we're asking you.
Yeah, we have a lot of answers up on our big board, which is so nice to see because everybody seems to be in the giving spirit this holiday season. Kim saying that she supports a few, Alzheimer's Society, but also donating food and personal hygiene products to local shelters, especially Christmas baking. That's such a great idea this time of year. Pam saying Souls Harbor, World Vision, plus charities through our church, Holy Cross, have been consistent Christmas charities that they support. Some other ones we have Ryan on our board. I believe that's how I say your name. I apologize if it's not. Saying the Wildlife Rescue Society of Saskatchewan. They provide wildlife rescue, transport, and education across the province. Supported them since 2017 when we found an injured hawk on Highway 39. Had no idea who to call, but they do amazing work.
Well,
thank you for that.
And Kayleen, we should also shout out that we have the Bundle of Joy happening right now, which is at Suds Car Wash. They have ways to donate monetarily, but you can also drop off diapers and wipes that are so badly needed for Carmichael Outreach. That's going on until the 18th, Suds Car Wash in Regina.
Yeah, you don't realize until you're a parent just how expensive that can be to keep up with just diapers and wipes as a necessity. So we are collecting those. Again, that's at Suds Car Wash. We would love to help out some families this holiday season. Lynn also saying Creative Kids and Kids Sport are two charities that she likes to support. And finally, we have the Humane Society a whole bunch of times. Also, Paws and Claws Animal Rescue and Rebel Cat Rescue in Yorkton. Pets get a lot of love this holiday season, as they should. So thank you to everybody who is giving this holiday season, and thank you for answering our question of the day.
After a weekend of Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales, today is Giving Tuesday, and we're talking about it with Danica Dinko of the Kinsman Foundation. Danica, before we get into that, though, let's talk Telemiracle 50. I mean, this thing is coming just around the corner, and we've got talent from border to border in Saskatchewan. Tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We are so excited to be announcing our Sask talent lineup today. We have 68 performers joining us. We had an absolutely overwhelming response to auditions, so thank you to all of those that auditioned. So yeah, we have talent coming from all over the province, from Lloydminster to Pelly, all the way down to Assiniboia and up to Beauval. And we have a lot of diverse talent this year. So not just musical acts, we've got different kinds of dancing, some high energy performances, and a couple of surprises.
Oh, I absolutely love that. Now, I understand that we had a virtual audition program, which is great, to get more people involved. But we also have, because of the Big 5-0, more live performances in the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. So with our extra 2 hours this year, as a reminder, we're starting at 7 o'clock on the Saturday night. We're able to feature more live talent than we have in the past. So we will be welcoming 43 live acts. We will still have a few pre-recorded acts. Some of our talent do prefer to record. It is a bit stressful to perform live, so we always like to give that option for our
Right on. Well, that's very, very exciting. We're looking forward to that. But of course, it is Giving Tuesday today. Why is that so important?
Giving Tuesday is a global movement that started in the 2010s as a response to our Black Friday and Cyber Monday shopping. So charities across the globe, and particularly in Canada, try to counteract some of the consumer shopping and direct things to charitable activities. So they like to bring awareness to their causes and charitable giving as a whole.
Yeah, no doubt about all that money that you've saved on the weekend, you can donate it today, which is wonderful. Speaking of that, how do we get involved today?
So today we are actually running a mini miracle at the office. It's on right now. So we are taking calls from 8 till 8 at the office. We will have some special guests answering the phone. So we're encouraging everyone to call in and make a donation if you can. You can also head online and make a donation online if that's your choice. We will have social media features and specials and videos dropping all day. Nice. You can head over to our website and check the total as we make out through the day. And we'll be sharing some great stories about some special applicants.
And do those donations count towards the Telemiracle 50 total?
They absolutely do, because where are we going?
We're going higher.
We are going higher.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that. There you go. Well, the phone lines are open right now. Call 877-777-8979 and ring those phones. I was ready for that. You can also check out their social media pages and, of course, check in on telemiracle.com as we get ready to celebrate half a century. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Add up colder weather, plus darker days, and all that comfort food. It can equal an unhealthy shift on the scale.
A lot of people sort of hunker down in the winter and stay inside a little bit more often.
Dr. Kathleen Muller with the American Academy of Family Physicians says the first step to keeping a healthy weight in winter is to have a plan to work out. If you're an outdoor exerciser in warmer weather, consider getting a gym membership now so that you can start the habit of going when the temperatures drop even further. Or just add ways into your day to move more.
That can be taking the stairs. That can be walking farther from the parking lot into the grocery store. Any bit of movement helps.
With all the winter holidays, we tend to be surrounded by foods we don't normally eat. Mueller says to tackle the temptation to overindulge by having healthy options and allowing that to be your default.
So a veggie platter in addition to the cheese and crackers, and just make sure that we're going towards the veggie platter a little more often.
Finally, Mueller says to remind yourself why you want to maintain a healthy weight. It's not just about how we look, but how we feel now and in the future.
Being a healthy weight reduces your risk of inflammatory conditions, cardiovascular disease, and cancers. We also just are able to move longer through our lifespan and have a longer health span if we maintain a healthy weight throughout our lives.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Health Report, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
Now we head back out and check back in with Mike Siona, see what he's getting up to in the spirit of Christmas.
Well, we're back outside on Broadway here, but that's fine. Anne-Marie saying I can handle anything that a Saskatchewan December morning could throw at us. And why wouldn't we be when we're standing here in front of Soul Paper, who are the defending champions of the window decorating contest?
That is correct. Yes, for the second year in a row, we have a window decorating contest on Broadway. So about a dozen of our businesses are decking out their windows, and we're asking the community to come, have a look, and then vote for their favorite one. And they can do that on our website. website or on our app.
I love that. As if Broadway wasn't charming enough without all of this wonderful Christmas magic and pageantry going on. Anne-Marie, obviously Spirit of Christmas coming up on Thursday, but there's a scavenger hunt that runs beyond that as well, kind of concurrent to this.
Yeah, so the window decorating and our runaway gift scavenger hunt start December 4th, and they run till the 19th. And the runaway gift is kind of fun, so we're going to be dropping clues, and you have to find the location of the gift. So Monday and Friday, we'll drop clues on our social media, and then the first person to find the gift and claim it and come to our office wins a prize donated by one of the participating businesses. And the prizes are fantastic. There's $100 gift cards and baskets and all kinds of really nice, fun stuff.
I love it. So that covers you on Broadway here from now until the 19th when that wraps up. And then, obviously, let's talk again about Thursday in the Spirit of Christmas. It's going to be fantastic down here, 5 to 9 p.m.?
5 to 9 p.m., so it's late night shopping. Most of the businesses on Broadway will be open till 9, and they're doing fun stuff in the stores too. Bill's House of Flowers is going to be doing some ornament making. Of course, we have free hot chocolate down by the Little Stone stage at Victoria School, and wagon rides and caroling, all kinds of fun things.
Fantastic. Well, there you go. It's been a wonderful morning here. It's going to be a great evening on Thursday on Broadway.
Wonderful. Mike, thank you so much. Looking forward to that one. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Time to say 8:30, your morning. Thank you for being with us. Saskatoon is taking a new approach to homelessness and downtown social disorder. Indigenous peacekeepers. 4 peacekeepers will start patrols downtown next year as part of the one-year $300,000 pilot project. The non-uniformed teams will work 12 hours a day supporting people on the street and connecting them to social services. The peacekeepers will get training from police and will be specialized at diffusing situations.
We need another tool. We need a tool that's based on relationship, that's not based on enforcement. And that's what the peacekeepers are so skilled at.
The city says Indigenous-led response can build trust with Indigenous people, making up about 80% of the city's unhoused population. Bank of Montreal closing yet another branch in Saskatchewan. This time it's going to be Melville, closing June of 2026. This follows closures in Weyburn and Davidson. The regional vice president and branch manager will hold an information session on January 7th. The closest branch for BMO customers will then be in Yorkton, about a half-hour away, which frustrates the mayor.
I do have a meeting set up with the Chamber of Commerce Executive Director this week, and we'll just talk about perhaps the business community through the Chamber's leadership can write a letter to BMO just expressing, our disappointment, I guess, for want of a better thing, and
Canadian citizen is one of 4 international activists recovering from injuries this morning after allegedly being assaulted by Israeli settlers in the West Bank. Colton Prale has this one.
A Canadian woman and 3 Italians were attacked in the early morning hours Sunday in the village of Een El Duke near Jericho in the West Bank. The woman from British Columbia, who asked not to be identified, says masked settlers armed with rifles and clubs beat her and her companions in an attempt to intimidate them.
They proceeded for at least 15 minutes to attack and beat us brutally. I myself was kicked repeatedly in the head, in the ribs, in the hip, and in the thigh. They poured gasoline on us and threatened to burn the house down.
In the past month. The woman is part of a Palestinian group which places international activists in the West Bank to try to deter settler violence. She says attacks in the Duke region have become a daily occurrence over the past 2 months. In a statement, Global Affairs Canada says it's aware of a Canadian citizen injured in the West Bank, but can't provide further information. Canada condemned violence committed by what it calls extremist settlers and opposes any actions or talk about the annexation of the Palestinian territories, calling the settlements illegal. Meanwhile, the United Nations says there were over 260 settler attacks across the West Bank in October, the most in any month since 2006. Meanwhile, the Canadian woman says she and her colleagues will return to the community of Duke, where they were attacked, once they recover from their injuries.
What happened to us is terrible, but it's nothing in comparison to the Palestinian experience.
Last week, Germany, France, the UK, and Italy said the increased attacks risk undermining the success of a Gaza peace plan. They're urging the Israeli government to reverse its settlement policy.
Now to the latest incident of the door kick challenge. Police in Florida arresting 3 teenagers for the viral social media stunt, but authorities warn the prank could then turn deadly. Rhiannon Alley reports.
911, where is your emergency? Someone just tried to kick in our front door.
This morning, 3 Florida teenagers participating in the viral door kick challenge might not find the trend funny anymore after their alleged participation in it landed them in police custody.
Show me your hand. Show me your hand. We don't have anything.
Authorities say the suspects caught on camera acting out the challenge that involves running up to the door of an unsuspecting resident and kicking it as hard as possible, running away before anyone answers.
And did you see any weapons? No, but my husband was going to open the door with our gun, but he did not.
The challenge itself racking up millions of views on social media as law enforcement departments across the country say these seemingly harmless jokes can turn dangerous, even deadly.
You guys want to get shot by a homeowner when you kick in their front door and they think you're breaking in to kill them?
Yes, sir.
The St. Johns County Sheriff's Office says the group went to multiple homes in the neighborhood. They've been charged with loitering and prowling. And due to alleged property damage, one of the juveniles was also charged with criminal mischief. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Also all over social media yesterday, the coaching change rocking college football. Lane Kiffin speaking for the very first time about his decision to leave Ole Miss for rival LSU right before the playoffs are set to begin. Lara Spencer reports.
Let's go to work and go Tigers.
After 6 seasons as head coach of Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin officially leaving his position and accepting the same role at conference rival LSU.
I'm very grateful for the opportunity to lead one of the elite programs in all of sports.
It's been weeks of headline-grabbing drama, including reports of ultimatums and threats between Kiffin and his now former team. Kiffin showered with booze as he boarded the plane Sunday from Oxford to Baton Rouge, and he says he feared what fans might do on his way to the airport.
People are like screaming at you, trying to run you off the road. I don't know what they're going to do.
Great call by Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr.
A program best record of 11-1, the Rebels are now serious college football playoff contenders. Kiffin adamant he wanted to keep coaching the squad through the postseason, but says that request was denied by the athletic director. LSU! LSU! Kiffin now says with the change comes a fresh start.
My journey has been unique, to say the least, but I believe everything that I've been through has prepared me for this moment at this place right now.
Saskatchewan has earned an international fan with a young Irish-born content creator singing the praises of our province and attracting some eyeballs in the process. Carla Shinkarek spoke to him.
It must have been good if I have come back so soon.
This content creator seems to be creating a buzz in Saskatchewan and beyond.
The people are my favorite part. I was made feel so welcome. I actually came on the Thanksgiving weekend, so a lot of things were closed. Strangers reached out and they were like, we want to make your time here really nice. Like, come and have dinner with us. Like, let me hang with you. Like, I want to show you this and that. Like, and that is not something that you get everywhere.
He quickly learned that positive sentiment about Saskatchewan isn't always the norm.
A lot of people were like, why would you come to Saskatchewan?
Harkin moved to Canada from Ireland a year ago. He now lives in Toronto. Saskatchewan wasn't originally on his itinerary until curiosity got him after hearing the name Saskatchewan in a popular song.
This is my love letter for the kindness, for the people, for the friendships that I will carry with me, for a place I didn't expect to change me, but it did.
His endearing posts seen by thousands. He even gets stopped on the street. Global followers now get a taste of prairie life through his lens.
I'm going to try and find the beauty here. I came and I loved it. So I spent time at the Western Development Museum this trip, which was insane. And my last trip I went to Saskatchewan, and that was incredible. You know, like that was my first time seeing bison in the wild.
He admits that his first trip here was sponsored through a travel company.
I actually only did Saskatchewan and Moose Jaw the last time.
So this time he was back simply by choice, meeting the Saskatchewan Wanderer in Regina.
I'm at the Agribition, and that was my first rodeo, so I can't use that phrase anymore.
He says it only gets to about -4 in Ireland, so he's not sure about a real winter visit here, but the warmth he's found from new friends might just make him brave the cold.
Thank you, Saskatchewan. Until we meet again.
Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
And on the heels of those stories, YouTube has released its list of top trending videos in Canada for 2025, and it looks like K-pop hit all the right notes with viewers.
What does it feel like every time I let you in? What does it feel like?
Netflix animated movie K-pop Demon Hunters hit one of the top trending topics, but multiple songs from the musical were among the year's top trending tracks. Also, the song APT by Bruno Mars and Rosé, my kid loves that song. A star from K-pop group Blackpink has been listed in the top song of the year after it was the 5th fastest music video to reach 1 billion views. 1 billion with a B. You can watch our content on YouTube as well, but we're probably not getting 1 billion views, Kayla.
Yeah, no, probably not. Not the last time I checked, anyways.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Yeah. All right, well, let's turn our attention now to the weather picture, because for the first time this morning, I can finally say the sun is up, just not shining too bright out there. We have a lot of cloud cover to start the day, really all across the province. -3 right now to wake us up in Regina. We do have just a few flurries still falling, and that's what's left over from that system that we saw starting to impact us yesterday throughout those overnight hours and into early this morning. -10 right now to wake us up in Saskatoon. But hey, what a beautiful shot of that river as the water is trying to flow. The ice is freezing, though. Again, some flurries to start the day in Saskatoon. That system going to be pushing away from that city, though, into the afternoon hours. We're mainly talking about the flurries falling down in the southwest today around Swift Current and in areas even farther south of Swift Current towards the border into those later parts of the afternoon hours. Overnight, we see that system start to disappear, but we are talking about some more flurries that are coming in from northern Alberta, and that's going to start impacting northern Saskatchewan first, down through the central zone, and even breaking into the southern zone throughout the overnight hours tomorrow and into Thursday morning. Now we're turning our attention to these current temperatures, where we're seeing a cold start to the day, especially up north, where Stony Rapids is at -31 right now. -12 in Prince Albert, though, -13 in Nipawin, -13 also for Melfort and Hudson Bay right now. Down towards the south, seeing temperatures a bit warmer, 0 degrees right now for Assiniboia, Weyburn and Estevan, -1 in Swift Current and Moose Jaw, and 1 degree in East End. Today's forecast looking a little bit warmer than what we saw yesterday, especially down towards the south this afternoon. 0 degrees is where we'll peak for Swift Current. 1 degree for Moose Jaw this afternoon. About 3 p.m. we're seeing a temperature of about -6 for Regina, 1 degree for Weyburn, -1 for Estevan, and -9 for Yorkton, with a few of those flurries. Other than that, when we look forward to our 7-day forecast, we're mainly talking about just varying levels of cloud cover, temperatures fluctuating but warming up on Thursday, and then some more snow that's on the way throughout the overnight hours. So overnight tomorrow, overnight on Thursday, and overnight on Saturday and Sunday. In Saskatoon, more of the same. We're seeing temperatures get a little bit warmer for Thursday. -3 is where we'll peak before getting colder again on Friday. And then we're just talking about those flurries that we're expecting to be falling Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Saturday night. Throughout the afternoons, though, not expecting to see a lot of those flurries, just a mix of sun and cloud. Well, if your 2026 travel plans include exploring Europe, we've got the perfect inspiration for you if you love history, art, and culture. CAA Travel has seen river cruising become one of the most popular ways to experience the continent. And today we're talking all about Viking with Shannon Schill. Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so tell us about a classic journey that we can take through Austria to start us off.
The Grand European Tour is a 15-day tour. It goes from Amsterdam to Budapest. This one is a classic journey. It takes you through Austria's scenic Washoe Valley, the iconic castles of the Rhine, and historic Budapest cafes. It's perfect for travelers who want a comprehensive European experience.
All right. What if we want to cruise through medieval towns, maybe sip some wines down the river? What would you recommend?
Absolutely. That's going to be the Rhine Getaway. It's an 8-day tour, and it goes from Amsterdam to Basel. And it's a shorter journey, but unforgettable highlights. And it's ideal for those people that are just wanting to have a taste of Europe's cultural gems.
Short and sweet. It looks beautiful. If we're feeling romantic, though, we can grab our significant other and we can discover Vienna and Salzburg. Tell us all about that itinerary.
So that's the Romantic Danube. It's also an 8-day tour. It goes from Budapest to Regensburg, and it's just going to be a beautiful romantic itinerary for you, really rich in music and culture. It's full of experiences and unforgettable memories for you.
And we know that river cruising has just been exploding in popularity, but for people who are just maybe more drawn to the ocean cruising, let's talk about a Mediterranean getaway.
Yeah, so Viking does river and ocean, and on the iconic Western Mediterranean, it's an 8-day tour, and it explores Barcelona, the south of France, Monte Carlo, Tuscany, and it's all on a small ship that sails year-round. It offers fewer crowds and a more personal experience for our travelers.
All right, so everything sounds amazing, all of these different options. It can get overwhelming when there's too much to consider, but your team over at CAA Travel can help. Can you tell us how?
That's right. So just contact one of our CAA travel consultants, either at caask.ca to make an appointment, or give us a call at one of our offices, and we will be happy to help you find the right tour for you.
All right, the weather's getting colder, but you don't have to stay and enjoy it. You can take a trip. Contact them at CAA Travel. Thanks so much for your time, Shannon.
You're welcome. Take care.
But it keep coming back like a revolving door. Said I want you less, but I just want you more. So it keep coming back.
The way you got me all in my head. Think I'd rather you in my bed.
All right, let's head out and check in with Janelle Lippi once more for Sterling Productions' latest production.
Good morning. As promised, we are back one more time. This time around, I have Zoe with me. Zoe, you're playing Grover, who is a historically male-dominated character. How does it feel to be able to portray this in a new light for such a fun show?
Well, honestly, as soon as I heard that we were doing this show, I really wanted this character, but I was a little bit nervous about it always being a guy. But as soon as when I got it, I realized that not everything has to be the same, and you can kind of do whatever you want. It's really fun being able to do that, especially with this studio.
That's amazing. And what type of hurdles have you had to jump in order to prepare for this character?
Well, there's the whole thing about it is a guy, so a lot of the singing is a lot lower than a female would usually be able to sing, but it's kind of just working with everyone and like the cast and the team and being able to figure out how to make that work for my voice and like the character.
That's fantastic. And we talked about it a little earlier this morning too. 100 cast members for this. What is it like for you to work with that many people?
Well, honestly, I've been here for a while, so you are, like in time you kind of make connections, and it's so nice being able to meet all these new people, especially like the new people who come in for this show specifically. And with so many people, you kind of just create like that bond and with everyone in the cast.
Absolutely. A great way to form new connections. Now, if somebody's listening and maybe wants to come be a part of all of this fun, where is the performance being held and where can people get tickets?
The performance is going to be at Connexus, and you can buy tickets online at Sterling and at the Connexus box office.
Awesome. Zoe, thank you so much for being here. That wraps things up for us down at Sterling Productions this morning.
Full 60 just got a whole lot more star power.
Did you know that one of the most beautiful pieces of music also happens to be the hardest to sing? Ah, yes, the Star-Spangled Banner is a piece of music that has extreme vocal range. Note is say, oh, say, and then you go all the way up to glare, oh, say, and the rocket's red glare. You have any idea how high that is?
The man with perfect pitch, Charlie Puth, will be performing the Star-Spangled Banner in the Super Bowl in a couple months. Puth is in good company, too. Other pregame performers include Brandi Carlile and Coco Jones. The Super Bowl is happening February 8th at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. Bad Bunny is the halftime performer. And these are a few of Christina Aguilera's favorite things.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens.
Safe to say Xtina is a fan of The Sound of Music. She performed My Favorite Things live from the Eiffel Tower. Her Christmas in Paris special will hit theaters December 14th and 21st. It's all part of the 25th anniversary of the singer's My Kind of Christmas album. Speaking of Christmas, here's a classic tune getting a modern voice.
They know that Santa's on his way.
Olivia Dean performed the Christmas song live at Westminster Abbey last year, but it's just been uploaded on her YouTube channel for fans to watch the whole thing. Dean will be making 2 stops in Canada next year on her Art of Loving tour. Fans in Montreal and Toronto will have to wait until August. And we're getting a look inside the Upside Down.
I think what's most exciting for me is getting to watch Will grow and see him just come out of his shell, because throughout the whole story, Will has been so shy, so fearful. He's in finale.
That's Noah Schnapp, who plays Will, one of the main cast members of Stranger Things. So far, 4 episodes have been released for the final and 5th season. Fans can watch exclusive behind-the-scenes footage from each episode. Volume 2 arrives Christmas Day.
It was a special day for a Saskatoon woman who celebrated a century on Monday.
Yeah, CTV's Hallie Mandrick was invited to her 100th birthday party and has her story.
It was a big day for Emma Neufeld, who is celebrating her 100th birthday alongside a number of friends and family who have traveled to Saskatoon to mark the occasion.
They have come a long distance at a difficult time of the year. So it's been wonderful, wonderful having them all together. We just shared dinner, and it was really a beautiful thing.
In 1928, Neufeld moved to Canada from Poland at the age of 2 after her father found an opportunity to become a farmer near Kindersley. Neufeld has witnessed a lot of change in the province throughout the near century she's spent in Saskatchewan. Her children say their mom has taught them many lessons over the years.
She's got a lot of temerity. She's nothing that she isn't afraid to take on, and I think that that's probably the biggest lesson that I've learned from her is don't be afraid.
You know, there were really true lessons. Mom taught sewing, adult sewing. So I learned to sew from her, and that's held me for many, many years. I learned to sew when I was 8 years old, and I've been going ever since.
The Bethany Manor retirement home was full of loved ones who were happy to help Neufeld ring in a century. For the birthday girl, the day has left her feeling very grateful.
The good Lord has been very good to me. I'm in good health. I have no pain. I'm sitting here. I haven't a pain in the world. I really enjoy life. So, above that, what can I say?
Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, happy birthday if you're watching this morning from all of us here at Your Morning Saskatchewan.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Tell me more about that no pain.
Yeah.
No pain, and also bring us some birthday cake. We're very hungry at this show. Let's get on to our sidebar. Couple things to get angry about. Number one, Oxford has named their word of the year, and it's 2 words. 2 words. It's rage bait. That is the dictionary's word of the year. For those of you who don't know what that means, it's described as the feeling a person gets when reading something online that appears to purposely incite anger. It's also known to potentially fuel a reaction that increases debate. Now, according to the UK-based dictionary, the use of rage bait tripled in 2015.
So we just have to throw it back to earlier in the show when you said Okotoks was that suburb of Calgary.
Yeah, that was rage baiting.
An example of you rage baiting me
I rage
for the
baited
past
the heck
5
out of you.
years.
Sure did.
Yeah, you've been rage baiting me for 5 years, and now they finally caught up and made it the word of the year.
Producer Nathan's been doing it to Jeremy with all the pet videos.
Yeah.
And to all of us with the robot videos.
Yeah, this is all great examples of rage bait.
He likes the robot videos of all the things.
You can't switch up
of all the things.
I don't like the robots.
Okay.
I like the robot videos.
Okay, especially the soccer one where he face plants.
Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh. Okay, well, with the snow arriving just in time for Yorkton's Wonders of Winter. Wonders of Winter is a drive-through circuit you can go through. It's the Lions Club that puts this thing on. And you got something similar in Saskatoon, Jeremy.
Yeah, we have the, what is it, the Enchanted Forest.
That's right. That's right.
Wonderful.
And tonight we will be at City Hall to light the lights.
Yes, that's one of our Christmas traditions here on the morning show, where we go and we get to help light up the Christmas tree and all the lights. We get to introduce some performers, and they're always incredible. We
Drink
can't
some hot
wait.
chocolate.
Yeah, drink some hot chocolate.
I say 3/4 of the city councilors' names incorrectly.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's one of mine. Where we have to read and say, oh my goodness, and thank you to the sponsors. How do you say this name?
We got the script. We'll read it 2 minutes before we go up there.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Come find us. Say hi.
It's all going to be carried live on the CTV Regina News at 6. Sabine will be out there doing weather live, and we'll be up there yelling at people to go get some hot chocolate and go see Santa Claus. So we'll see you over there.
Good times.